as I begin recording. So, last session, after speaking with Tora, Archmage Reinhold Hammerstone, and swindling a priceless alchemic artifact from a black market seller, and discussing the strange goings on with the High King, Angus and Vellum convened to meet the Rune Lord of Doonhollow, Dengar Runemaul, in an attempt to possibly disenchant a few items of note with aims to craft them themselves. Dengar showed you how to do so, during which he took note of Angus, your Rune Lord's ring and Rune Lord's hammer. He revealed that since you'd banished the foul presence of the Death Slart from the ring, it had reverted back to its original form, before the moment Bronn had likely corrupted it with the powers of dark gods. The ring, once corrupted, became a part of a new set. The raiment of the Cannibal King, the axe and the armor being forged after its corruption. But now cleansed, it falls back to the original set it was taken from, of which the dormant Rune Lord's grim hammer you now carry is part of it. There remains a third item shrouded in mystery. Dengar bids you return to him once you learn of a name and have earned the title of Rune Lord. You also did a deal with him on the side to sort of finish one of his projects, Dengar's Instant Fortress, in return for a very hefty donation to the Doonheart district. Meanwhile, Dejar went on a brief journey to the Underhollows to find a substance known as Duskvein, a herb that is considered spiritually significant to Naga, but is otherwise illegal in most places. She encountered a shady dealer called Kajesh, who sympathised with her desire for a spiritual journey, as he himself was also a Naga. So, smoking the rare herb, Dejar experienced visions of she experienced visions and heard whispered voices as she communed with her ancestors, who brought her grim tidings about surrounding her husband, whom you last saw imprisoned beneath the bone palace of Hefsut, the immortal Lich King of Niobe. Grunker went on his own little adventure, trying to figure out what his new magical fishing lure did. He also explored the possibilities of creating some sort of barding or armour for Webby, and shenanigans ensued as they always do with Grunker. Dejar returned to the Hunter's Keep to study some more spells from Mortfax's Black Journal, sending some messages to two contacts in particular. One called Boralis, her adoptive father, and Ida Ulnerine, a skilled spellcaster, about the possibility of learning the two disciplines of runecrafting and spellcrafting. You spent some time reading through the journal, recalling how Mortfax secured a lair in the Drothmore wilds to experiment on goblinoids and other humanoids to advance her skills in necromancy, tapping into ancient blood magics, which leads her to the idea of ridding her father's blood, Noctis the Nightweaver, his legacy, from her veins entirely, using such magic. In the next century revealed, she goes into detail about sort of experimenting with erudite to enhance her magic. She begins to theorise that if the primordial dragons can devour and absorb magic, can their descendants, true dragons, regain that trait? Experimentations follow on local wildlife with erudite, mutations, an increase in size, always consistent. She takes note of local sources of erudite, most notably in Cliffspire, and that is where we left off. So I'll bring us back to the Doonhollow map here, shall I? Ooh, that's unusual. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay. So, where you've all spent much of the day sort of browsing the markets, the high-end shops, running errands, catching up with familiar faces. However, now the evening grows late. Where would you all like to meet up? If at all.
I did have a question, Jenner.
Yes.
After the whole chicanery at the Doonheart Forge, what time was it when Vellum left? 'Cause I know Angus stayed behind to gather with the Maester.
It's been about so I'm looking at the clock right now.
We're working on real time.
Yeah. So it was about 5 o'clock in the afternoon when you left. Now it's come to about 7ish.
Okay, well, Vellum would have done something when he left, but obviously we were rapping and such. Sorry. Vellum is going to go on the earring as he's moseying on out, and try and get in touch with Sao. I imagine eventually he'd be in range, but I think she's going to be in the shopping bit by this point. Probably.
More than likely. Where did you say you were? We're near the forge? We gotta remember the earrings have like only a 500 feet.
Yeah, I figured like when he's crossing the bridge he would start to try, because that's the point where he's actually going to be in range of any remotely close. But he'll essentially just keep going until he actually makes contact.
Okay, which is easy enough. It's easy enough to do.
Yeah,
we'll
probably find a spot.
Yeah, last you heard, I imagine you're all telling each other where you're going. Sal's probably around the Bronze Quarter somewhere.
So, are you busy at the moment?
Not quite.
I need to have a talk with you about something. Want to meet up and grab some food? I actually haven't eaten today, and I probably should.
Just a light snack then. If you haven't eaten, you're probably not gonna want a full meal. Otherwise you might fall asleep.
Well, either way, Jenner, where's a good place to meet up? I don't remember restaurants.
Bucket food cart.
Food court. Food cart.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of food carts around the Bronze Quarter, especially around sort of this area here.
Yeah, it can be meet up somewhere. Yeah, meetups at a restaurant that we don't need to go into detail about or whatever.
So it's relatively easy to find a place to eat here in the Bronze Quarter. Restaurants all over the shop. Finding some place sort of to sit what could be considered outside in the sort of underground dwarven citadel.
Outside in the dwarven city. But yeah, they'll meet up and grab a table. Thanks for taking the time. There's something that's been bothering me, and I need to talk with you about it.
Go on.
You asked me earlier about that staff I managed to get, about how I managed to get it. Well, I mean, not like I stole it or anything before you could get the wrong idea. Just putting that out there right now. Well, I found it at this sort of shady looking place. I was out in the markets. Don't know what I was looking for, but right, so to make this make sense, I'm gonna have to explain something. when it comes to being a merchant and dealing with other merchants, there's two main ways of going about a deal. There's the one where you have some kind of respect or grounding with the other, and it's more of a discussion of the two of you trying to get the best deal for both sides. It's usually nice and pleasant, and people don't get to it, or there's nothing too nasty about it. And there's the other one where it's somebody you don't know, or somebody you think's trying to con you, or anything like that. And it's more about using whatever tactics and tricks you got to try and, well, in the bluntest way possible, fleece. Yeah, just there's some underhandedness to it, but nothing ever illegal. But as I was doing the deals, just going through those motions of letting him think what he wanted and trying to bump the price down and talking up my barters, I ended up just... I used my authority to pressure him. And I don't know why I did it in the moment. Maybe I was desperate for a bit of hope. Maybe I just thought it was easier, but ever since then, it's not sat right with me.
Sarah just sort of raises her hand slightly and points. You flashed your badge.
Yeah.
Madam? What do you think where it will be when somebody mentioned that they sold something under pressure to someone with that badge?
I didn't even think that far. I've been wrestling with the morals of it all. Right now, I don't even know what my next steps are. Like, I kind of like give it back. Kind of is that like, I'm not gonna feel good going forward and just forgetting it happened, because especially with what you said is gonna bite me in the ass. Just a little bit lost in the head. I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to say. Not because this is not something I've heard before. I don't know what to say because I didn't expect it from you.
Yeah. I didn't expect it from me either. Is something wrong with me, so?
No.
I know there's been a lot going on, and what if I've changed?
We all changed at some point. And in full honesty, you went through quite the experience. I'm not gonna mention the name because I don't wanna trigger something, but yeah, you have changed. But I don't think that it's... How to put it in words? I don't think what happened to you caused a bad change. It wasn't a good change either, but
I don't want to be a bully, so...
And don't be. As much as you might want to pull or gain leverage, And remember, like a small voice in the back of your head telling you, am I putting on the right pressure? If you have to flash your badge in order to gain leverage, which, might I add, is quite the hand instead of finger on a set of scales, maybe you should reconsider.
You're right. I'm just confused as to why it happened in the first place. This is making me just as bad as the bastards back home. They had power and they used it to make my life harder. And here I am doing the same. What the hell's wrong with me?
I don't know. I'm not exactly a mind reader. I'm still curious as to why the fuck the merchant had that in the first place, though.
Sorry, repeat that, Ducky? I didn't quite catch it. There was something going on upstairs.
She was just saying that she was really curious as to why the merchant even had it in the first place.
Well, shady folk like that get their hands on all kinds of things. Claimed he got it from some old Niovan household. And before that, it was probably, well, likely of Katesh origin. I mean, it matches the same kind of design of my blade, so I was enough to tell it was legitimate, but I doubt I can ever be sure. He had it, I wanted it, and I managed to talk him down a good way with some dealing, but then just... I don't even think I needed to push. All I got was like a few extra coins off it. Well, not 50, but coin's coin.
Well, I'm not telling you to go back and... I don't want to use the words because it sounds wrong, but set the merchant straight. I'm just telling you, think about what you've done. Not in sort of blaming way, but self-reflect.
I've had to do a lot of that lately.
I will say this. If you need quiet company to self-reflect with, just find me when I'm working on a project. I might not be, answering back, but I'm listening.
Throughout this, he's been like tense, especially when the topic of Mortax vaguely came up. But then the second after that, he just softens a little bit. Shoulders droop a bit from the tense state they were in. Thanks, Joe. That means a lot. I'll try to come to you more with this stuff.
Anytime.
Can I ask you a favor?
Sure.
Can you look after Vadmir after we're finished here? I might take a walk.
Sure. Now get a bit of food in you.
Yeah, I've been so busy that kind of forgot. Another thing that's unlike me.
As this conversation's been going on, Vadmir's been having her meal, and she's been occasionally giving you. You're the most perceptive here, Sayun. You notice that Vadmir's been giving Vellum this sort of worried glance every now and then. She can certainly tell that something's up with him, but she's been reticent to make any comment on it.
And unless there was anything pressing, I imagine there was just some general food conversation, and then go about our business.
Okay. And as you kind of hop up to leave, Vladimir just kind of gives you just a big hug.
Give her a hug back and ruffle her hair. You be good for Sarah, right?
Okay.
I'll see you later on.
Look after yourself, okay?
I will.
Don't worry, I won't teach her how to blow stuff up yet.
Please do. Alright.
There's a moment where Sao just sort of turns to look away from Velm and then looks back at him with like, did he say yes to teach her or say yes, don't teach her? And he just sort of looks to Vladimir for a moment.
She gets this sort of grin on her face as you mention blowing stuff up.
Couldn't hurt.
You're gonna leave those two with that little nugget. I'm gonna make one more stop, if it's alright, before I sort of leave the floor open to other people. I am first going to find a moment, like a bit off to the side, and put like some of my cold weather clothing on, like the more feature hiding bits of it. Not making the same mistake twice of walking about with fucking obvious clothing on. And then head to the markets.
There's a lot of markets. So you going to the Gemstone Bazaar or the markets in the
I'm going to
Bronze
the
Quarter?
merchant.
Ah, okay. So it's been a fair few hours since you last met the merchant. It is getting later in the evening by now, and you can see a lot of the stalls in the Gemstone Quarter are beginning to sort of pack up for the evening, pack up their goods, closing down their places of business, retire for the evening. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Can do.
This will be a
Cannot do.
okay. It's well, you don't see the Nioben noble there anymore with his Black Hand Guard entourage. You're also not able to find this merchant in any speedy amount of time. This was a roll to see how long this would take.
Okay, as long as I find him, and I don't think Vellum really.
Well, you've already been there before, so it does take you a little longer than you'd like, but you do spot a familiar looking hooded figure amidst the crowd. You can spot where his tent once was. It's now just an empty tent. There's nothing there. But amidst the crowd, you can see him sort of wading through the crowds, trying to remain unseen. And let's see. I'm going to have him roll. Okay. Are you trying to remain hidden with your sort of hood, your shawl, your disguise?
I'm trying to remain unnoticed, but like
Okay, just make me.
Let's go with yes, at least until I'm closer, because
Yeah.
I feel like he might just think, "Fuck, it's the fuzz, cheese it."
Yeah. Just go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Scraped by.
Oh. Okay, so he kind of takes a wary glance over his shoulder, and you fear at one point he may have seen you, but you kind of quickly dart behind one unwary individual, and you watch him as he kind of looks around, doesn't seem to notice anything, and you watch him sort of dip into an alleyway.
Okay, well... How...
Do you follow him?
How deep down is the alleyway? Like, is it a long one? Does it turn off very suddenly and lose all sight from the road sort of deal?
You're quite a ways away from the alley right now.
Okay, well, I'll get to the alley and then see what my options
are. This appears to be a long alleyway that sort of dips down into a stairwell that descends, and you can see the hooded figure, the familiar hooded figure, sort of just disappearing down behind the lip of the stairs.
You know, I'll go a little further. I'll follow him for a little bit longer.
Alright. Continue to pursue for a good bit, about 10 minutes, 15 minutes of wandering through various small back alleys and over various disheveled looking hovels, stone dwarfen hovels, if you will, and you continue to descend down into what you imagine will be near the outskirts of the depths of the Underhollows. Make me another stealth check.
I think I'll be honest. The second I reach that kind of point where it's getting into a whole network, I'm gonna cut my losses. I can always just catch him tomorrow.
Okay.
Any deeper, I'm risking just being separated a distance away in a place I have never been before. So. All right. I can always just come back in the morning. So, a little dejectedly, Venom's gonna head back to meet up with everyone.
Okay.
If only I didn't roll an 8. Could have been faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the dice for you. Hopefully he won't call a hit on me before tomorrow.
Alright,
the
so...
silence isn't reassuring.
Okay, so, I guess, where are you going to meet everyone? I know Sayun's at the... at that restaurant. If you want to meet up with her there?
I think so. I probably would have left, but I'll just do a general earring when I'm in the more central part of the city to anyone. Where are we meeting up again?
I think
anyone within range.
I think Sayun would be the first one to catch this, since like that's definitely within the range of the central hub of the city.
Well, for starters, you can come back and find me.
Right, that would be smart. And with that, he will just go meet up with Sao, and then we'll go from there.
Alright.
Out of character, I completely forgot where the fuck we were going to meet up.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
And Dougie wasn't here last week, so he doesn't know either. So somebody please help.
Where are y'all currently at?
Like midtown.
Bronze Quarter.
Yeah, Bronze Quarter.
I will see Keep or the Golden.
Sorry.
Cutting in and out a bit. Black Spice.
Sorry, I thought it was either the Hunter's Keep or the Golden Lodge. I'm pretty sure it was the Hunter's Keep.
I think it might have been.
What?
I think it might have been the Keep. Come to think of it. Oh, we can make our way over there anyway, and we're bound to see some.
All right,
makes sense, yeah.
Okay, so for the sake of not having to wrangle everyone like a herd of cats, we'll say eventually you do all kind of meet up within the lounges, the halls of the Hunter's Keep, and Bliska, being effectively the commander in chief of this specific keep, could feasibly extend an invitation to Angus.
I mean, she did, but Angus was just like, "Nah, I want to chill and sleep elsewhere."
Well, we can have a discussion about it when we meet up.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we did. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Did we
Sorry,
already
my
have
memory's
this
a little
discussion?
wonky.
I mean, we can still meet, but he's gonna I thought he said he was gonna sleep elsewhere.
That's something that we can talk about in the character.
That's what I'm saying. We think we already did. Fine. It's fine. Whatever. Fuck it.
No. We did. Player was revealed more information or something was clarified. So Angus is gonna meet up with Bliska. Or try to. He has to come back to her anyway with the status update of the sword, right?
Sure, yeah.
Sure do. Oh, there was one quick thing. Presumably, once Grunk is around and Velm's there. Grunka, where have you been anyway?
Oh, I was in the library.
The library?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't think you were the bookish type.
Oh, I was just looking at stuff.
Well, some of them books do look pretty.
Yeah. I was getting some ideas for stuff, maybe.
Oh, what kind of stuff?
Well, Grunka pulls out the piece of paper with scribbles on it. This.
Can I deduce what the hell it is, or is it so doctor's pigeon scratch that I can't figure it out?
Unless you speak Deepling or Undertongue, rather.
Are there images on it?
I mean, there's something that looks like images.
It kind of looks like images.
Okay.
It could be images. It could be very large letters. You don't know.
I was gonna look at it and just sort of. I'm guessing this is your language. He's gonna point out a bit he thinks is writing, based on how separate it is and such.
Yeah.
I do the same thing too. It's a lot easier to get thoughts down in your own tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Speaking of work, do you still have that necklace thing? The one you found in that box, the one that makes you hardier, the tough one. God, what the fuck was it called?
Yeah. It's wait, why am I so damaged, Tanner? What have you done?
Oh no!
Fix everyone.
Tanner was fucking with everybody. Jeez.
Yeah.
Why do I have
First me, then
PhD,
Maven, and now poor Gabba. I'm sorry. Beating us up to get some catharsis out, I'd say.
Yeah, I fell over on the way home from the library.
This fish was really big. It actually bit me and escaped.
Yeah. You mean the amulet of health?
Yeah, that's the one. Are you gonna need that in the?
No.
Well, I was gonna say near future, but if you don't need it at all, do you think I could borrow it?
Oh yeah, sure. Here you go. I don't really need it anymore.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
It'll be a big help getting more work done, and I have a lot of work to get done.
Yeah, I kind of grew into it.
Yeah, I guess when you toughen up a lot, you don't really need something to make you tougher.
Yeah, it's how it is. But speaking of work, I'm just gonna point to the piece of paper again.
The quote-unquote blueprint.
Yeah. So I was thinking about getting some some armor for Webby, as you can clearly see here.
Yeah, I think I can see it.
Yeah. So I was thinking about what's that metal that's light, because you can't really add too much metal to a spider because they're not really that strong.
Yeah, mithril. I was thinking of doing some projects with it myself.
Well, here you go.
Yeah, I can work on this on the road. Did you want it sooner, or you're alright to wait for a bit?
Oh, I don't really mind when. I don't really think we're gonna be able to use it yet in a while.
All right. Well, I'll work on it when I can. At the moment, I've got I want to work on some runes and get my armor a little more in shape, prevent some things from happening again.
Okay. This is
Alright, and
basically what. Imagine this, but it's made out of coal. On a
Ah.
piece of paper.
Alright, well, I will add that to my my to-do list, which is growing rapidly by the day.
Yeah, it's what it is. How it be.
That's how it be. The life of a crafter.
Oh, so do you need adamantine? Adamantum.
The more the better, sure. But didn't you want this made out of mithril? To
Oh
light
yeah,
this all
sure.
up?
Oh yeah, sure, but I don't really need this stuff.
Oh well.
Maybe it could be his payment or whatever. 'Cause, you know-
Yeah, that sounds fair. And if you need anything made, just come find me. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not exactly gonna go charging friends, am I?
Yeah, because you know, Mithril. I don't imagine Mithril being cheap.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
A lot more expensive than I thought it'd be. But I have a good bit of it already. I might get some more depending on how my money goes. But
Yeah, maybe we can ask Anger.
maybe, yeah. I'll see what I need and then have a talk with people.
Yeah. Let's see. You want it now or later?
Let's get it out of the way. I've got a lot on my mind lately, and I don't want to forget.
Okay. That's fine.
Mithril spider armor.
Hey, Jenny, where's my adamantine?
Adamant, it should be in your bag, right?
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't move it to my bag.
Check it's not in the collapsed category.
Nothing is collapsed in my category.
Right. So, wait.
Yeah, because I had.
Adamantine.
Yeah, because I had two.
There we go. It's in your consumables. I don't know why, but
Oh. Let's see, because I had the two scimitars too.
yes, that should be there as in your inventory as well. Yeah, Adamantine's scimitar weapons. There you go.
Wait, hang on. Am I on the right sheet? Wait, this is Gronk a copy.
Oh, that'll be why.
That'll explain why you're missing
That would
one.
explain a lot.
That's yeah, that was a backup character. There you go. That
It's a
explains
mimic
it.
Grunka.
Oh no.
Fake.
Okay. Let's see. How? Oh. Let's see. How do we do trade again?
Just bottom left trade, or you can just right click and send to player.
Trade request. Stable. Yes.
And,
I accept.
there you go.
Let's see. Add currency. No. Oh yeah, drag and drop. Okay. Let's see here. Adamantine scimitar.
Oh hey, it's my shitty, terrible scimitar. I remember that.
Yeah.
Want to buy Addy's?
Glad that didn't break on you when you were using it.
Let's see. Change.
Want to buy Addy Skimmy? Addy Skimmy.
I wish two. Yeah, I'm gonna add two of them, but
I think if you change the value in the trade, it'll add another one.
it doesn't wanna. But never mind. It's two of them. And then there's consumables for some reason. And then idols. Also again, I don't know. It's just
Dang.
Let's see, idols and shackles.
You're gonna make Vellum fucking. He's gonna have some PTSD about those manacles. I'll be real.
Oh boy.
Like you just Grunka starts pulling them out to put them in the pile of adamantine stuff, and Vellum's just gonna go wide-eyed and freeze.
It's okay. It's therapeutic because you now get to destroy them.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Yep. Okay. Isn't this still this thing? Hang on.
And the amulet.
Yeah. Hang on. I just need to find all of it.
Amulet should be in your equipment. Amulet of health.
What do you say? Amulet of
Oh,
health, right?
Yeah, amulet of health.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't want to add the other scimitar, but
Yeah,
I'll
I
just
mean,
add a.
yeah, just add one to the quantity, and I can delete the other one.
Yeah, I'll just add one to the amount when it gets to me.
yeah. Here you go.
I'm just checking if there's anything nonsense that Gronko would like.
I mean, maybe. Depends what you have.
You know what? Yeah, I think you might like this. I was gonna have Angus cook with it, but
Oh. Pepper.
Gronko is now armed with a sunstruck pepper. Good luck, everyone.
Oh no!
You have duped us all.
I've got 11 more where
Don't
that
you
came
remember
from.
the
And
last
saving
time
those
he
for
got a
cooking.
hold of Spike.
Sorry, what was that?
You fool! Don't you remember the last time he got a hold of a spice?
Well, now he's got 2 spices.
I do.
Sure do.
Oh boy!
Okay.
Is this where we invent pepper spray?
Could be.
I mean, salt in the
You
eyes
just
is
chews
bad
it up
enough.
and
Imagine fire
spits it
salt.
at him.
I think you just die.
Either that or you wish you did.
Yeah.
One of the two.
You would go blind, that's for sure.
All right, so
At least temporarily.
did Angus want to meet up with Liska on the way?
I don't know about on the way. Sort of, he finishes his crafting and talking to the guy, and eventually he'll have to go back there to give her a status update.
Oh,
So there's
okay.
no on the way. It's just sort of, he goes there and he's, hello. Turns out I don't have a place to stay, and that'll be a fun conversation.
All right. Everyone meeting up at the Hunter's Keep. So, is there anything you'd like to say or discuss or do here?
I have a discussion.
Mhm.
I'll probably be one of the later ones to arrive, because all this with Vellum and Grunka and everything happened from what it seems Sable said earlier was occurring while Angus was still having the extended conversation after the rune crafting.
Yeah, it kind of lined up because he went out to have food with Sal and then went looking for the merchant, and then came to meet up and then saw Gronka and had a talk. So
Yeah, and head back. Oh, Vellum, fancy bumping into you in the middle of the road on the way back to the keep.
oh hey, how'd your talk go?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Lots of obscure hidden meanings to things, secretive information, ancient prophecies. Starting to, if I had a coin for every time that's happened, I have 2. It's not a lot, but it's weird it's happened twice.
A lot of weird things happen with us.
Hey, you seem a bit more, cognizant.
Yeah, well, I just took a walk and got some food in me and
It's good. It's
focusing on work.
good. I was, hope I wasn't pushing too hard, just a little worried and trying to include you back there. You like smithing and you're good at it, so I was hoping it could be a positive force for you.
I do
I digress.
appreciate it. I do appreciate the sentiment.
Yup.
Sorry. Go on.
No, yeah, I'm just. You know, he's nodding along, and he's saying, yep, and you can kind of tell he's trying to agree with you, and you know, not dwell on the mushy, feely part too much. After, like, oh god, am I oversharing? Dwarven stoicism.
Stoic.
Yep. Can't show feelings.
I do appreciate the tact, Angus, but I think I might be better if people just acted like things were normal. As much as I know they're not.
Well, they're only as normal as you make them up to be. If normal is yesterday, then you'll never have that sense of normality because, well, today's today, and tomorrow's tomorrow. We grow, we change, hairs get grey, so you'll never be as normal as yesterday when you still had, as he kind of rubs the top of his head, a little bit more. But that just means now's normal and it's different. It's not wrong. There's beauty in that, eh?
I guess. Being back here is probably not helping. To be honest, the sooner we get out of here, the better.
Yeah, you've never thought there would be a day that I wasn't, enthralled by the graces of my capital. But I see much less iron walking through its sacred halls. And,
yeah, well, I've been seeing a lot of things I don't like. You know they got, you know about Epsot, right? Shitbag Lich from down my way.
I have heard stories.
Yeah,
I
well, we
can't
got
say
one of his
deeply
people
through
spreading propaganda in the streets now. It's that bad.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, I had to bite my tongue pretty hard.
That doesn't taste
What
good.
the fuck is that?
As he audibly slaps his lips together like he's trying to taste 4,000 different flavors off of a spoon. There's a palatable change in his expression as it's like he just sucked a lemon, just straight bitterness.
Just, yeah, the air doesn't feel right, and I'll be happy when we're back on the road.
I have something to talk about that.
Well, I figure we
Good
can talk to
news.
everyone.
And but come on, let's get back and talk to the others. Turns out I need to have to request a place to stay because the king's not allowing anybody, even guards, past that gate. So,
Aren't you like the highest rank of military, like, guard in the kingdom?
not anymore. I have my rank still, but it seems there's ones above it.
Well, we can talk to everyone about these things when we're all together, just so, you don't have to go repeating yourself.
Yeah. And Vilm's gonna flag down a cart so you can get there a little.
I am? Okay.
No, Angus.
You said Vellum
Angus,
is funny to me.
I know. Looking to Vellum, he's going to flag down a cart so they can get there sooner. I am sorry, my brain got a little
It's
bit
fine.
crossed
We're all
there.
in a wonky place. New Year's hit real hard.
Alright, so flagging down the cart, you make your way back to the Hunter's Keep, where everyone else is there waiting.
Hopefully everyone had a good day. Or at least productive.
Productive, yes.
It's been pretty okay.
I mean, it was nice to unwind, just, kind of relax for a bit.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, you're
Pretty
back
sure
home,
you're-
aren't you? Oh, shite, I didn't hear you talking, sorry.
I'm sorry, just multiple people talking at me. What was that, Sam?
I was just wanted to mention that your armor probably weighs like half a ton. So
No,
understandably,
the armor's pretty light, actually. It's me that weighs about half a ton.
you know what I mean.
No, if you have... And she kind of, like, motions to herself, because she's not wearing her armor right now. Like, if you, like, put it on and it's made correctly, and it's strapped and placed right, then no, it's actually very light. It's just like you're wearing slightly heavy clothes.
Still feels good to take off though.
Yeah, you can definitely... It was nice. It was a nice bath, I will say that. Like, I know we took one at the wall, but, you know, this is one I'm somewhat familiar with.
A nice place.
You know, it is kind of a nice place. One I was hoping I might be able to accept the invitation to stay at, because turns out I and the rest of the guards have been banned from the throne area. So that initial invitation to stay anytime you like, way back after, you know, the whole capital and the fight and the lot. Yeah, that's no. Now,
Do you want to just stay the night? Is that what you're trying to get around to ask?
May I please?
Yes, sure, that's fine. We have... I mean, given, you know, a lot of the king's decisions, is a lot of the hunters are... We have some spare rooms. Most hunters have gone kind of elsewhere to pick up their hunts. But there are a few that, you know, people reach out if they need something, and we're here to help.
Worst case, you could sleep in my room.
Well,
Or maybe best case.
I
This
doubt
is just
that,
drinks. This is just drinks.
I'm sure there's plenty of
Top of his head turns a little bit red. Well, that's not. Anyway, thank you for letting me stay the night. But are we all gathered up? Everyone's here.
We're all
Where's
here.
Grunko?
Oh, well, chairs are a bit too short for him. Grugs?
Come down here.
Yeah, take easy.
There you go. It's like a kid drawing on the underside of the table with a crayon.
Just carving into the table.
If you feel a sense of danger and heat near your legs, that's what Grunko is.
Hello.
Yeah, so that explains it. I thought it was something else. Well, so I have some information. A little update first to start. Went and did the crafting at the Dune Hearts Forge down there with Philum, and everything went well. I've got the recipe right up here. He taps his temple.
Nice.
But as I was worried initially, the item is destroyed. It's gone.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought you would be able to do it. I thought you were just putting yourself down for no reason. I was trying to, like, psych you up.
Oh, well, thank you. But no. You strip the magic essence from its physical form, and in that process, the physical form is destroyed, so the magic remains. And instead, it's... You remember when you did the thing and you saw the colors in the air and you were seeing the magic? It's like that, but you forever see that color in your head, and it's the recipe.
It sounds like that would be
weird.
distracting.
It kind of is. It's a weird lingering sensation of, I know this. But I know this. We can begin crafting it. It will take some time. And it would be difficult to do on the road and would take even more. That said, I would like to make some precautions for on the road. And he kind of turns to Vellum a little bit, and then little glance, and turns back to the others. I'd not like to have any repeats of what's happened. And when visiting with a master of the rune crafts of the quarter here, the master, it was revealed to me an item he has. It's not fully complete, but the foundation is there, and I'd like to spend some time to purchase it. Problem is, it's incredibly expensive. But if I get this item and I finish it, if I carve out the stones and literally build a fortress with it, it will shrink down to something that fits inside the size of your fist. And with a magic word, it slowly expands up and it's a full fort. So he says. And if we had solid stone walls about us and a sturdy door and the likes, it would make me feel more comfortable going into a place of giant beasties than a leather tent and some alarm spells that don't always work. And well, I don't want what happened to happen again or anything similar, and it would make me feel more comfortable. So I'd want to buy these, and everybody would benefit because it's a little portable tower.
So I've got a question, Angus. You said you needed more time to buy it. What's that supposed to be?
It's very expensive.
How
And
expensive are we talking?
Yeah, like how much platinum? Gold?
We are debating the price, and it's estimated between 2,000 to 4,000 platinum. We don't quite have enough.
That is very expensive.
However,
yes.
I already put a down payment down of one of the diamonds I bought off via Dejar. The one that's a few hundred platinums apiece. So I have a payment down for it at the moment, so it's not going to go anywhere. Judging by the dust that was on it, I don't think it was going to anyway. But if I get that and I carve out the bricks along the way and I add to it each day and literally build the fort while we're out there, spend some time on it, then we'll have well before the end of it, we'll have a very safe place to stay. But that would mean I would need to take some time to do a little work to be able to afford it. And I bought about 20 days of your time, Dejar, off of those crystals.
That is very true.
It's about 18 is what we agreed on, but just even numbers. And if we do that work, I'll have all the money I need to be able to afford this and begin the building process.
On the note of money, I did get in contact with Varesh. He said she would come back here to meet us in the Golden Lodge, if not when. This woman is... I don't know.
She's a little
Enigmatic?
Yes.
She has a mystique about her, yeah.
There you go.
Go on, Joe.
After I did that, contacted with her, saying she wanted to meet us and get the retainer's fees for those who did that sort of deal. Can update her on, so she can update us on when the appointment's going to be, and we can do more discussions with her with that point. Maybe
Well,
tomorrow?
Well, that money would definitely take a chunk out of the amount you're looking at, I guess.
Oh,
And hopefully a big chunk, because I'll be honest, I don't feel comfortable staying here for long as the less time I spend here, the better, with everything going on. I'll be honest. I like the idea of safety, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm being paranoid.
You're not wrong. Yara's about to take a sip of whiskey. Right. Takes off the mask.
Did you just third person say what she was about to do? It's like,
Yes.
the genre will take a sip of whiskey, and then just like takes a shot.
The problem with speaking in the third person and also speaking your actions.
the jar is going to have whiskey. Please wait.
He takes off
I will
a
now go on.
mask. She takes off the mask before taking a sip, and you notice that her scales and facial features change. Right. That's need to remember to take that off. Then she takes a sip of whiskey.
So for all this time, you've just been speaking with some strange Naga that you've never seen before.
She forgets. Right.
I mean, I almost said they all look the same.
Oof.
Listen, alright? You don't see a lot of Nagas in the capital, especially right now. What with the Hefsut guy
there's
going
only gonna be
around.
so many in the capital.
And only so many are wearing armor from the wall
We can recognize
and
them
also
well enough.
sound like Dejar.
He also got into contact with snap the fingers, Ida.
Who? Out of character, who? Because it cut out a little bit.
Ida from the Maroon Palace.
Now, I don't think anyone else here has actually heard the name Ida from the Jar before.
No, I think some of us might have heard about the Maroon Palace from sheer reputation.
I mean, let's go.
Val has no idea.
And so, yeah, let's get me relate.
Yeah. This, you've definitely heard of the Maroon Palace before. Though maybe not Ida, like the above board DM speaking. This is Ida prefers to keep a low profile.
Isn't that fancy demon place? There's someone to say that's talking about it back home.
Yes,
Well guarded, for my understanding. Go
yes,
on.
it is where the twins and this is like, yes, it is the capital of Ragnarok. Well, it is in the capital of Ragnarok. It's not the capital. It's not like a huge building the size of like a city. But like it is it is in the Dominion of Indulgence.
So the capital is an indulgence, but you got 3 dominions. I thought they might have all had their own capital or something.
I mean they do. But just like how Dune Hollow is the capital of mainland, like the seat of power resides in Dune Hollow. But
Right. Okay. So it's got more importance due to right. All right. I'm with you now.
Oh,
It's like leading an army. You have one who is considered to be the de facto leader of the whole thing, but as you go down in tiers, you have generals, lieutenants, squad commanders, that kind of thing. Same thing with cities.
Yes. Anyway,
Sorry, I got off track there a bit. You contacted somebody in there?
well, I met her twice before on a mission, but I contacted her, and she's the one that I'm going to give that staff, the staff that Karloff staff. When
Oh, is that who? Okay.
yes, and
And then you're just going to like give it because that's a. I feel like that's
No.
It's like, is there going to be some trade or something? Or
Yeah, I'd get
there's some
something back for
trade.
it, especially from someone with that kind of influence.
We're gonna have some trade, probably some scrolls or maybe an item or two. We'll discuss that a little bit later when we get to Tanzia, where it's a resort there, a beach resort. In my notes. Anyway, contacted her, and then also I've asked her about something about spellcrafting. Like, put it this way: think of it like you're able to create new spells. Any type of spells that you can possibly think of.
Well, I don't know magic, so I can't think of many.
they're like a spell to butter toast or something.
That's more
Let me check Book of Lost Spells real quick.
day-to-day things.
What
maybe.
about spells to like make your clothes really soft before you put them on?
Possibly. I can even make new spells for the battlefield or enchantments.
Interesting.
And then I got into contact with my adoptive father. I call him Oris, but his actual name is Borealis.
Jar, take like
Yes?
a moment and collect your thoughts.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I stopped. Right. I discussed with my adoptive father on the idea to learn crafting or someone that he knows where he stays at.
You cut out there a little bit.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit.
I hate that. I'm right close to the mic.
All
Essentially,
up
she
in these
said,
keys. Check your adjustment. Maybe it's like auto adjusting. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I know singing. Like, it's like your noise gate's a bit high. It seems.
It's like, no, you don't get words.
"Oh, it's all adjusting."
Yeah.
Yep, turn that shit off. This goes
There-
down.
There we go. All right. Essentially, what Dejar said was talk to her adoptive father on the idea of crafting, possibly rune crafting. He's been hearing about it, but he wanted to know more from her father, essentially. Also mentioning Mortasax's demise, so that has some leeway.
You are firing off a lot of information.
That's not a lot. I have a lot, and keep it small. But last
No,
time
I mean mentioning the fact that Mortifax is dead, for example. Like,
all right. For some context, my adoptive father is a part of a house. You know, like House Mortifax?
the Jar. You have
Oh.
mentioned this before.
Nope,
Yeah,
she
she-
stopped.
At least he doesn't live in a tent.
Stupid, didn't I?
Okay, I'm gonna just say this. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure whatever information you found is important.
Wasn't at the time.
Possibly not. No. I'm trying to
think
keep
it's
up with
the-
things a little bit, and I do apologize. I'm struggling, but
It's fine. I'll dial it back.
thank you. And if you could maybe avoid,
Name.
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
it's fine. I know you didn't mean. Oh, in fact, I think I actually need to make a will save. Hang on. Okay, nope, never mind. I don't need to make a save. Surprisingly, saying her name isn't one of my triggers. Carry on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that today, Janer. Your microphone's being funky.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's a bunch of static.
Hmm.
Oh,
When you moved it
there we go.
around the other day, did it go like something nudge out of place or something?
I think it's because I'm sort of muting myself through voice mod, so the tip tapping of keys doesn't come through on the recording.
Okay. Anyway, well, either way, I think I might be okay staying a little bit longer if this money from Rasmund puts enough of a dent in that amount you're gonna make, Angus. Then maybe we can see where we're at. And if it does end up that we decide to stay here longer for that reason, maybe we can even get Liska's armor made before we end up leaving Danzig.
So, question: how much was the down payment?
A diamond worth around 5,000, I believe.
Okay, so 50
Hold on.
so 500 platinum.
Yes.
So, and is this a thing that already exists and you just need to purchase it, or is this something that you need to make?
It is partially made.
Okay.
The magic is there, and making an item like this is incredibly difficult. I basically have all the magic needed and a foundation, and I just need to carve out some stones to finish it.
So what is the money for?
The money is to buy it.
So you would be making it, but you wouldn't be keeping the thing that you made.
No, I am.
I think
So-
I think it's
so
the
what
case
is
that the
the money
hard part
for?
is made.
So what is the money for then? I'm sorry, it just seems odd that like do you need to purchase materials or something? Or like, because the way you make it sounds like you're
okay.
putting in the labor and then he would, or like whoever would keep it and you'd just be fuck all.
No, I get to keep. I get to keep the item.
Okay.
Right? It's like a partially made sword. I'm buying a partially made sword right now, but that sword is made out of super metal, right?
Mhm.
And I just have to finish it.
Okay.
I'm buying
so,
a work in progress that got abandoned, but is really good, and I'm just gonna finish it up.
Okay, so you're spending like 20,000 gold on like a work in progress?
I think
Yes.
I think it's the case that the hard part, all the runes and the magic and the pretty expensive shit and hard work that needs to be put into it is done, and he's
That's
just doing
already there.
the pretty stuff.
Okay, so what are you doing then?
I
Laying the
am
finishing touches.
That's
Pretty
not
So like,
much.
so like right now, if we put that money down, we would have it, like we would have the item, because you said all the magic shit is done.
but
Sorry,
it is
I just want to know what I would be spending money on, and what would be
Oh.
keeping us here for apparently a long ass time, even though we already discussed that we would not be.
a couple of weeks. Sorry, I'm thinking about how to say this. It's like having the first floor done, essentially. All the magic and the dust and the special runes are in there to make this thing be able to work. But all I have to do is carve up stones and build the tower. Or at least finish it. Which will take some time. Something like this is probably worth around 70,000 or so. I'm buying it for 20 because it's not complete.
Would you only be spending time on the tower?
What I would be doing, and as he turns to Dajar, is working with Dajar, buying. I've lotted it out. I've already done some of the math. Double check it with Sari if you don't mind, because you're good at this, but I will be purchasing stones, and Dajar will be altering them, and while she does so, I alter them again, and I make these. And he pulls out a platinum slat with his clan symbol on it. And with that, I'll turn ordinary surplus rock from the quarry into something valuable. Precious metal.
flooding the fucking market.
Wait, so you're essentially just going to be making money out of nothing? I mean, what can go wrong with that? Yeah, sure, fine. Why'd you put the diamond
Well-
down as down payment then? If you can just make money out of nothing.
Because that takes time. A little less than 3 weeks. Around 18 to 20 days.
And let's just say, for the sake of the math, we start adding in money now. How much would you need to shorten that time?
Let's see. He pulls up the list here as I literally pull it up.
I mean, Sam, aren't you like good at having quartering, like making magic items super fast? Couldn't you help him? Like, why wait 2 weeks if we can do it in like a few days?
Well, the problem is that's the time it would take for me to earn the money. The time for fixing up the tower is a little different. I haven't accounted for that.
I think we should see how much you get from Rasmund and then take that off and then see how much time we're working with. 'Cause right now
So
we're just
either
guessing.
way, we're spending the time and waiting for Asmund
Well,
to come.
question: if you like, let's say money is not an issue, how much time do you need to spend to fix it?
Let me see as I pull up the recipe.
Including Sal helping. And other people joining in, let's say.
On myself, it would take 30 35 days. I'm not sure what you can do to assist with that. I know each helping hand tends to take a few days off.
Can the finishing of it be done on the road?
Yes.
Okay.
Though it is worth noting that does sort of defeat some of the purpose of having it for the road, but if we want to get immediately moving, we can.
I'd like to, if we're gonna do this, I would like to get the money as soon as possible and then leave. I'm fine taking a risky week or so while you finish the thing, but I can't stay here for that long.
Why not?
All
I
things
don't-
considered.
No, answer. Why not?
No.
Why not, Velum?
No, I was just saying that we don't know when Rasman's getting here, but I doubt she'd keep us waiting weeks for it. She doesn't seem the type.
That's doesn't answer my question. Why can't you stay here for that long?
This place doesn't feel right, and it's bringing back a lot of memories I don't need to think about right now. Sorry,
Okay.
didn't mean to snap.
No, it's fine. I wouldn't really consider that a snap, but you're good.
I'd say more bark than bite, but we
So,
hear you.
how long can you stay?
The most maybe a couple weeks, depending on.
Okay.
That's stretching it though. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is the longer I'm here, the more on edge I get.
Right. All things
So-
considered, if I may.
Sure.
If we gather up
Everyone gets time to talk.
some money to help Angus purchase this item or work of an item, that could shorten the duration we stay here. Given that Rasmus is also coming, and as mentioned, he won't be keeping us for like waiting a week or more. That would also give us a bit of time to prepare. She comes with money that can be also put to purchasing the item, and we will be out of here relatively soon.
And we got a bunch of resourceful people here, so we can all do what we can to get the money quicker. And I'm happy to do what I need to make our exit a little faster.
I guess I have a question. How much money does everybody have?
Sarah just sort of blinks for a few moments and just sort of looks into her bag of holding.
Let's see.
I have 99 platinum, 6 gold, and 4 silver.
Done.
That's not
Minus
gonna
my
quite cut it.
spells. I have about. I have 5,061 gold. 110 gold pieces.
You said a lot of different things. Can you get it again?
Just
Okay, I have 5,000. 710 gold. All in platinum.
You have 571 platinum?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Don't have to.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. So, and let's see. Sal, did you say you're sorry? I'm just trying to keep track. That kind of threw me off a bit.
I have about 450 in platinum. I have another 4,300 something in gold. Not counting raw materials. All in all, I could probably drop like 400 platinum to help pay.
Okay. And let's see. Granka. Would I? Oh, there you are. Okay, I feel.
Hello.
Hey, how much money do you have?
Actually, I got 544 platinum and 9 gold, and
All
1
right.
silver and 2.
All right, thank you. You said 2 copper?
Yeah, 2 copper and 1 silver.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. And Angus, how much money do you have left over? If you have
Oh,
any.
let's see. Gave most of it to Dajar for those diamonds and buying her time. I've got about 450 platinum. I should be expecting, let's see, North Almas. Should be expecting, we both should be getting about 500 platinum pieces from Varesh Rasmund when she arrives.
Okay. And so you said about 20,000, and you already have about 500 worth platinum?
And I'll have another 5 coming in, so I'll be sitting at about 1,000. And I've already put down a diamond worth 5, so I
So we
would be
need
about
about
500
1,500.
left.
So we need about 1,500 platinum
Um,
as of right now.
no, I'm sorry. Wait, as of right now, we need about 1,500 because
Okay.
I've already put 500 down. When I get paid by Varesh, I'm gonna have about 1,000 to spend.
Okay. Dejar,
Which
is
means
Varesh
I
on
have
her
to
way
make
right
up.
now? Sorry to interrupt. Dejar.
No, it's fine.
Is Dejar?
I think she fell asleep.
That whiskey. Shouldn't have taken that shot.
Yeah, I don't think she's got a hold on liquor.
Oh no.
Okay, so for those that paid attention, sorry, I was thinking about things. Is Varesh on her way now? Is she sending an agent? Like, what's happening? Is the payment already on its way or something?
I feel like she's.
Context. Oh, no, you go ahead and talk.
If last time's any indication, she'll probably be in person to hand off the.
That's
She
what she
likes to
said.
be in
is she
person for
on?
events.
Is she on the way now? Is the money
Yes.
on the
It
way?
really seems so.
Yes.
Okay.
Seems like she was coming here.
Oh, you woke up. Good. Nice to see you. Conscious, Dejar.
Sorry,
Okay.
too much alcohol.
It's understandable. Like I said, that whiskey. So, when did you contact Varesh?
Character. Gainer?
Like like when we got to the city,
right,
like
okay.
an hour or so ago. Like,
You contacted Varesh about an hour ago.
Okay, so I don't.
okay. And did you tell her where we were?
Yes.
Okay, that we were in the Hunter's Keep. Okay.
Yeah, she did mention to you to meet her in. Oh no, I don't think she did actually. No, never mind. She just said she'd be arriving soon.
Yeah, very vague. So it's the first time Jar is dealing with Fresh.
Okay. The only reason I'm curious about this is because, as great as the counterfeit scheme is, if we can get this now, you can go purchase it and we can work on the road. We can be out of here tomorrow, yes?
We could.
Okay. And given, I don't know, given Varesh, can you, like she said she would be here soon, right?
Yes, that's what was vaguely told to Jar. Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Can
eh,
can you possibly contact her again and get a bit more, I don't know, details?
I can do that. Just
Because the only reason I'm asking is because I have about 1,200 platinum. And, you know, given the money that we have on us, we can get this and buy this now.
yes. Okay, so
I mean, if she's on her way, like if things are already in motion, but you did it about an hour ago, I don't know how long it takes to get that much money, like all together. And then she has to come here, and right now, like, I'm actually kind of worried about her coming in to a place that might be at war with her. So, you know, fun
that's
stuff.
fair.
That would be an adventure. To say the least.
Right. Me to her book the spell, and I write down 25 rewards for that spell.
Are you doing a ascending spell to Paresh?
Yes.
Oh, okay then. Right, I'm just gonna pause recording here so there's no dead air. Okay, so as you cast that ascending spell, connect it with the person you know as Voresh. The spell has gone through. She remains unharmed.
Paresh, when and where will when you get to Dune Hollow? We are worried about your safety considering the situation at our doorstep.
Okay. Okay,
Me
so
Imagine a lot of
alive.
this will be fiddliness as well.
so
some
the
light bulb.
the voice of Voresh comes back in response. Oh, meet me at the Golden Lodge tomorrow morning. Bring the rest of the hammer strike. I hope you all have empty stomachs then.
Upon hearing this, the Jar will turn to Liska. Tomorrow morning, everyone should be there. And bring empty stomach, she says. The Jar is still slightly drunk and just is looking at her glass and then looking back up at Liska like, I really shouldn't be doing this. It just moves the whiskey away.
So tomorrow morning, and she's expecting. She plans on feeding us, basically. Is what I'm getting.
Yes?
Okay. Well, at least we don't have to wait around much.
Yes.
Alright, cool.
Right. So I do have a bit of information on that. We'd need a few more things. That could cost a little bit. You would need quite a bit of refined erudite dust. Or say 10 pouches to finish this. We'd have to make around 20 shifting runes, but we can carve those up, and other than taking the time to channel some magic into him, it shouldn't be too bad. But I'm gonna need about 10 of the major ley line sparks.
In?
I do have 2 majors. I have 3 lesser shifting runes. I have a bunch
have-
of runic catalysts. But I think I also have enough erudite to cover you.
Okay,
10 major of refined, excuse me.
Yes. I think I have 15.
I have about. Hold on.
I have 15 refined erudite pouches.
I have
Oh shit, I
about
hate.
7 lesser lay sparks. 1 major lay spark. I have some shifting runes. Picked up back at the more bog. I can't remember. Oh, the lockbox. In the holding. Yep.
What? You're cutting out there.
I have 10 minor shifting runes that she reaches into her bag of holding and
Okay.
brings them up.
We could turn that into some lesser runes. But I don't think we can turn lessers into majors. So we might just have to make them.
Oh,
Right. So, what's the plan?
Sleep.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Unless anyone has anything important to do.
Nope.
I think it's gonna lighten in the day.
Ooh, hold on.
Oop.
You have. I'll be right back.
Okay.
In character?
No, in character, she's gonna get up a little bit wobbly.
Maybe rejoin the coal, Spice. You were dipping and bobbing all over the place.
Mhm.
Weird.
Hello.
Is it stable?
Yeah,
Here
it's
and there.
it's still like your noise gate is preventing you from like
Is-
the
Yeah, it sounds like you're being cut off.
yeah
Because of your noise gate.
at the beginning of sentences, you know.
Hmm.
You're and then kind of sounding like this.
How's this?
It's better.
Better? Yep.
Yeah, it was at the for some reason the echo cancellation was on.
There you go.
Still kind of doing it, but think it's audible? Question mark.
Oh,
Man, if it's not one thing, it's another.
Mhm.
it is. How's this?
Better.
So far, so good.
Okay.
Okay. So you're all good with taking a long rest for the evening? Getting an early night?
Sure.
Grunk might try and fish 1 or 2 more times.
Yeah, Grog fishing time.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Nope. Nope.
Nope. Oh.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Fish.
Okay, hang on.
Then you have to roll something else, don't
No.
you?
Yeah, and I roll a d20. I roll a 9.
Okay.
Let's see.
So
I get a green fish with a copper band out of the swimming pool.
I mean, if you're gonna find a copper-themed fish, then Dune Hollow.
So you begin fishing in some of the sort of rudimentary bathhouses that you might hear, or that you might see here in the Hunter's Keep. Couple of hunters wander by, seeing you fish again, sort of seeing you this familiar sight of a grunker fishing in the baths. Give you this odd look, just kind of keep on going by. So okay.
Who stole my fish? My pet fish. I left him in the bag.
And then, as you're all kind of getting ready for bed, let's improv here. As Liska, as you're kind of wandering by the bathhouses, you see Grunker pull out what looks like this large emerald scaled fish from one of the baths.
Aha! Gotcha.
So, since I wasn't here last session, is this the first time he's caught something in here, or is this? Okay.
He's fished for a couple of hours, but he never caught anything inside of the baths.
Okay, Liska's going to be like, Grunka, leave the other hunters alone. Put him back.
No.
Grunka,
No.
put him back. He
Nope.
earned his spot at the Hunter's Keep. You're not allowed to do that.
I caught him fair and square.
No, Grunka, you're assaulting somebody else. Like,
No.
Liska's gonna come in, and she's going to, it's like, I'm sorry, Bernard. Like, I don't know why he thought he can do this. Like, Grunka. And she's going to grab the fish,
Bernard,
or attempt to grab the fish.
Bernard, the Circle of the Moon Druid Hunter.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know who I'm disappointed more in. The fact that you actually took the bait, Bernard, or that Grunka thought you could catch, that it was just okay to have a fish in a bath. Like, obviously this is something that...
It just sort of flails in your hand.
Like, no, we'll talk later. And she kind of like takes the hook out and tosses him back in the bath. Like, Grunka, you can't fish in the Hunter's Keep.
Yeah, can I just did.
No. You thought you did. It was somebody, and she kind of gives a glare over to Bernard. Somebody playing with you.
But Bernard's over there.
Well, he is now.
No, I mean he's over there in that bathtub over there. He's sleeping. Fell asleep
No,
like 2 hours ago.
No. That's his twin, Leonard.
Oh, okay. I haven't met him before.
I mean, you have. He's over there. You just used the wrong name.
Oh, hello.
But you, Bernard, you should know better. It's like...
But he wasn't there before.
The fish is just kind of swimming around in this sort of 10 foot by 10 foot stone bath.
It's like, now, change out of being a fish. Wake up your brother and go to bed.
It just keeps swimming.
Please catch the fish.
No, he's not. Bernard, don't make me come in there.
Just keeps swimming around in circles in the bath.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
She's going to go in. She's going to... I'm curious. Can she just grab him out of the water real quick?
Yeah. You grab the fish out of the water. It kind of wiggles in your hand.
And then she's going to walk over, and Leonard, Bernard's twin brother, who is asleep in, I'm guessing, one of the other baths, she's going to toss the fish into his bath.
You toss the fish into Leonard's bath, and there's this splash of water, and then it just kind of jumps up. Wait! Who put this bloody fish in my bath?
Leonard, get your brother and leave.
Oh, my brother's out in the hood. What are you talking? Did you put this in my bath?
Leonard, I don't need your sass right now. I need you to leave.
What? What?
No.
Alright, he kind of... He takes the fish, very confused, hops out of the bath, and makes his way back to his room. What the hell? It's just... all you hear is he wanders off.
And Granka.
I was gonna eat that.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
Don't fish in the keep.
What I
Fish
get
outside.
You
No,
fish outside.
you caught somebody else. His name is
No.
Bernard. He's a very nice boy. Obviously a little slow in the head. But no. You
So
can't
you-
fish in the keep.
Liska, that fish is gonna rot in 24 hours.
No, it's not.
Yes.
He's a druid. He's just going to be a druid.
Okay. How about we make a bet?
No, Gronka. How about you just stop fishing in the Hunter Keep?
I don't want it. This is fun.
This is just gonna shake her head and then just be like, fine. And she motions to what she assumes is an empty pool. Because that would be the only fish that would be in the pool would be the shape-shifting druid. It's like, fine, continue to fish. There are
Okay.
places around here that actually do have fish that aren't people.
Oh, I don't really need that. I just need a body of water.
Like this isn't some game, Gronka. You can't just toss into a body of water and get fish.
Sure I can. I just did.
No. You assaulted somebody else. And you're lucky that you're my friend, because otherwise that'd get you kicked out of the keep.
I'm just gonna keep fishing.
Alright, fine. Have it.
Okay.
But we need to wake up somewhat early tomorrow, so try to get some sleep.
What time is it?
It's time to go to bed.
It's 1 more hour.
Okay. You better go to sleep in 1 hour.
We'll see. I hope so.
And do you have your sleeping rock?
Yeah, somewhere.
Okay. Okay. Just, no setting stuff on fire in your sleep.
I hope not.
Have you thought about sleeping in water? That way, if you get, like, hot, you would essentially just, be in a spa.
I mean, maybe, but it seems kind of, sounds like a good way to get like a mold infection.
Or be hooked, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever had trench foot before? Trench roof?
You're in trench foot. No, I take care of myself. But also, if it's just one night,
I mean,
I don't know.
I could, but I don't know. I'm kind of a tosser. I'd probably just drown.
Understandable. Well, enjoy your fishing.
Okay, you're gonna cast out the line again.
Shakes her head.
You're gonna roll d6.
Nothing.
No.
And Liska leaves.
Okay.
And Grunke goes to bed eventually.
Okay. So, as you all go to bed for the evening, resting up, you all come to wakefulness the next morning. Eventually, Gronka a little bit later than most, as you all reconvene back in the Great Hall of the Hunter's Keep. So feel free to take your long rests. whatever that may entail.
Sure.
Just to make sure all the bullying Jenner did is rectified.
Yeah. This guy.
Question.
Yes.
I had a discussion with my man, the Rune Lord,
Dengar Runwall.
Mm-hmm. Dengar.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I had a discussion with him, and he was talking about the things and the spells he casts. And I'm like, I have that spell, and you're kind of like, hey, you can use that.
Oh.
And I actually have had it prepared before sleep actually takes all of us, so I'm not down a spell slot for the day. I did want to cast Legend Lore on that ring.
Okay. So, just before bed, you begin to cast setting out the various runes and components. You light your stick of incense, and you focus upon that ring before you. The Rune Lord's ring. There's sights, sounds, smells which waft past you. Memories begin to form in your head. You see a man, a woman. The man is dressed in ornate blacksmith's garb, and he wears a grand mantle and a headpiece decorated with various runes. The most striking thing you notice about him is that he bears a striking resemblance to you. He has a long, bushy mustache, plump features, round cheeks, and round nose, except for the fact he has a long braided beard, woven and decorated with all sorts of runic trinkets and talismans. A name comes to you. Aldmar Brackenbrick of Clan Thunderbeard. Stick that in the chat there. Aldmar Brackenbrick. The woman looks to be some sort of highly decorated warrior who wields 2 hand axes and sports a complex series of woad tattoos across her arms. She almost looks like this traditional depiction of some sort of berserker warrior. Mordra Strongbow of Clan Thunderbeard, who later became Mordra Brackenbrick. More sounds, smells, glimpses of visions. Sensations waver across your mind. It's been your dream to breathe life into the Dunheart Forge, to reawaken it from its long slumber. Since the times of Dune and his kin, its fires have since grown ashen cold, but your dream has led you to your title as Rune Lord. Skilled are you in the ways of runecraft, and with your skill you have crafted for your lover, Mordra Strongbow, an axe of the finest mithril, carved with runes that would sunder the creatures that now besiege the kingdom from all sides. The War of the Undying was fought for with blood, sweat, and the tears of your people, and now the vultures seek to peck at what remains of your people's homeland. The hobgoblin warlord Gargot leads his green-skinned host across Mayland, burbling up from what remained of the mountain past tunnels like a pestilence by orders of Gengar the Goblin King. Mordra, you lead your storm berserkers into battle, calling down the wrath of the skies to sunder green-skin invaders and their ogre allies. With your aid, Farrenholm becomes one of the few strongholds to hold out against Gargot's host. But the host grows closer to the gates of Doonhollow. First Mountainholm falls, then Karen Moor. Uldmar, you are approached by a mysterious dwarf clad in scaled armour. He seeks to help you against the oncoming green tide. A desperate oath, a pact is made. Armour becomes hide and wing. In exchange for a tithe of valuable metals and weapons, he shall aid the kingdom in its times of need, and keep the heart of the forge burning. You and the Rune Lords will keep hidden his existence. As new life is breathed into the forge after millennia of dormancy, a ring is forged to bind the pact. You ask his name, and the spell ends. You come back to the land of consciousness. Are you muted, Atlas?
I sure was. Oh boy, that's a lot to think about. Yep.
No, I hope you got all that. Unlike all that.
I did.
Okay.
And I'm taking notes on it, but yeah, that's a lot of important information. That's okay. I'm gonna finish fleshing out these notes. God damn. Thank you. Yeah, that solves me for what I wanted for the night. We can switch to the others while I finish these notes. God damn.
Okay. So again, you'll fall asleep for the evening, come to wakefulness in the morning. What do you all do?
I don't have anything in particular.
I mean, Earthwick.
Fish.
Huge
Fish.
hangover.
Just remember, we are going to the Golden Lodge this morning, so...
Right.
Alright, so unless anyone has anything to say, we can head over there. Yep, so making your way through the streets of Doonhollow, you enter the familiar interior of the Golden Lodge. It's relatively early in the morning. You had an early night, early to rise and all that. So it's relatively dead, as most taverns are in the wee hours of the morning. And let's see. Judging from what was generally said from Dejar, that she'd meet you in the Golden Lodge, many of you already know by now which room she normally likes to meet you in. To be the diplomatic suite here in the Golden Lodge. You make your way down to that room, and you notice the door to the room is unlocked. However, you enter. No sight of her. Gather, you're probably very early. She probably has yet to arrive.
Right, well, you can get comfortable unless anyone had anything urgent they wanted to do. I know I'm gonna just sit here and wait.
I'll have to wait. Stuff I have to do.
Jainer,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take out one of the ruined erudite orbs from my bag
Oh, yes, okay.
and inspect that. We've had some talks about it. But it was brought up in chat, so I would be interested in perhaps doing a rune crafting check to inspect these orbs, because they are scribed and etched in infernal and have that magic in them. However, I've talked to you about this before, but it was brought up. It is an erudite orb. I'm curious if the item is completely destroyed and turned to powder, and therefore it cannot have any etchings or magic on it, if it would then be usable as erudite dust. What might I need to roll to begin studying this?
To try to see if it might be useful in, say, magic item crafting?
Yes. So
Okay.
simply say, I know that this has some spooky magic on it, and when ingested, will do things and interacts very explosively with acid. But can this item be rendered back down into plain dust, destroying the infernal enchantment in the process?
Yeah, just go ahead and make me a wisdom rune crafting check. Yeah, wisdom-based rune crafting check, rather.
Of course, of course. Is Dejar up at the moment? Actually, I think it would have to be Vellum.
I think we all came here because the insinuation was that we were going to meet Rasmund here.
Yeah. Actually, I think she's probably hungover, and it's got something to do with rune crafting. Angus would go over to Vellum, holding the orb. While we're waiting, I was wanting to do some tests on these and see if they can be rendered back down, away from their odd, ingestible, expansive properties and towards something more, just powdery. Would you be willing to give me a hand in doing a few test runs?
Sure. When were you thinking of wanting to do this?
No time like the present. I mean, we're awfully busy with lots of waiting on nothing, but
Yeah, I guess we are waiting. Sure.
Hey, then. Would you be willing to give him the aid with that? So...
Yay, helping.
Tools... I'll use my nice one since I'm not having to use spells or anything. How do I query what it goes off of?
You gotta ping it first and it'll pop up in the chat with a drop down.
Yeah, there'll be just roll it first and just
Okay. I'm trying to get it to pop out.
there you go.
Public roll.
And if you've got any bonuses to rune crafting, such as the ones on your ring.
My ring?
Yes, it should have bonuses to rune crafting, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
You don't mean the Rune Lord's ring, right?
You gain a +1 bonus to AC when ring. You also gain a +2 bonuses bonus to checks made with rune carver's tools of all type.
Jenner, I cannot attune to it.
Oh, right, fucking yeah. Right, my
Silly
bad.
so eager.
Yeah.
But in this case, I'm using my advanced rune carver's tools
Oh, there you go. So
that I
+1.
made. Yep. Is there a way to... Oh, yeah, there it is. But why does it have an additional...
I don't think that's right.
Take off... We have to take off one of the D4s,
Yeah,
at least.
that
Why am I
doesn't.
having
that
so
doesn't
many
seem
plus
right.
4s?
Because I think it was when you were going through adding these. Global skill check bonus +1 D4.
Because that's... I have guidance going, but I guess it already kept that.
Mm-hmm.
So we can take off it would be the 3 as the last one.
Yep. So
Where's the
13
additional
plus
+4 from? Not proficiency. Because I haven't messed with these tools.
Yeah.
Oh, let me... So let's see. So is either way, the roll's a 13.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna try rolling it, and I'm not gonna do anything with it. And
Tool-
just no situational
Oh,
bonuses, just to do a test.
Tool bonus there. 1 + 1 D4 plus prof. That should only just be +1. Don't know. I did not change that.
So it's giving me an additional +4.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what. So +4 +1. So 13 +4.
What is that? Did you remove the situational bonus of my guidance?
It's already in your special traits. Global skill check bonus +1 D4. That should be on the
Okay,
tools.
whatever was just rolled does not now count for it.
So we just do it manually.
Okay, either way.
Yeah.
We go up, so it's 13. Yep, sorry. So he got a 13 plus 8, right? It's 21. Plus 2, 23. Plus 1 from the tools, 24.
24. Okay, so after a good about 5 minutes of this studying this very closely, it's whatever technique and whoever made this erudite orb was very powerful, and it's going to take someone of significant skill to try and remove this infernal magic-based enchantment from this erudite orb. It's possible to separate the two. It's just going to be very difficult.
So it is possible then. Alright, that's good to learn.
And they could, if one fails to... Well, if one attempts and if one fails, there could be some bad consequences, shall we say.
Is there a reason you're not getting advantage on all this? With Velen helping?
You already had it initially. I rolled a 10 and a 13. The other ones are testing rolls because the macro's fucking up. Please excuse me on that. Alright, so he will speak up. He seems like, to me, that it can be done, but it It could be risky if you fail. Perhaps magic unleashed. Some sort of odd... The exploded acid, maybe the magic would explode out. Could be very volatile.
Basically, we gotta make sure we make the right preparations for this.
It'd be very challenging, but it could be done. See, hefts the orb up into the air a little bit and catches it a couple times. But I've got 50 of these. Actually. I know I've... Actually, didn't somebody have more that they gave me? Or is it Grunka that had it but didn't give it? I've got quite a few. So I should be able to break them down if we take the time. If we do that on the road, we wouldn't have to buy the dust, and it would save us time. And
Well, if we don't want to take the risk, I've got a bunch of
Time here.
erudite back of the wagon.
Well, it has to be refined erudite dust.
Yep.
Accounting what Sow has, if we want to deplete everything, it would be another 15 full pouches.
How many do you need?
Let's see. I need at least 20 pouches to make each of the shifting runes major. And then the entire process after that would have to be coated, which would be another 10 bags. So I'll need a total of 30. Which is a heft, to say the least.
There's a banging at the door.
FBI, open up! Sorry, that's what the banging reminded me of.
National Wildlife Reservation. You've been fishing without a license.
We're arresting you for counterfeiting platinum.
I have my license right here. 38 Snubnose.
Velen will go. Actually, shit. Can somebody get that? I need to check myself.
Alright.
Velen's gonna not really rush to the bathroom, but he's gonna go splash some water on his face, and he looks a mess still, considering scars and things are healing, and he looks like shit. So he's gonna just make himself as presentable as possible.
All right.
Yes, I can. There's a little groggy and just goes to the door.
It's like you're hungover.
Come in!
And Liska's gonna go over and open the door.
Okay.
And as Angus says, "Come in," and you go over to open the door. There's barely any time for it to kind of shoved open from the other side by a great big meaty hand. This towering mountain folk of nearly 10 feet tall, so your size, Liska, kind of ducks underneath the door, dressed in dark leathers, wielding this large greatsword kind of shield sheathed across his back. There's a second mountain folk of similar dress, does the same, a crossbow at his side. And they both kind of make their way inside first, before a smaller figure joins them. You see Varesh Rasmund ostentatiously strides into the chamber. And I actually have an image for this.
Finance bitch and entrepreneur. Master Thief calling cards, huh, Jenner?
Oh, shit.
You're revealing
I'm
too
sure
much.
there is nothing amiss whatsoever. It's fine. I assume you pasted some background somewhere, and that's what happened.
I forgot to save it. Shit. Oh well.
It's fine.
Control Z should work.
Yeah. You watch it. She kind of ostentatiously strides into the chamber, just bejeweled up to the nines. Makeup, sort of fine dress, fur coat. There's this large sort of purple leather arm bag. Whether this is her usual outfit or if she's dressed up for a special occasion is unknown. It's Varesh.
She can do what the hell she likes.
Yeah. She kind of takes off her coat, hands it over to one of the mountain folks. Thank you, boys. She kind of sets her leather arm bag on the table, kind of snaps her fingers, and the mountain folk both begin taking out what looks like just bowls, plates, dishes, covered over with these sort of gold-coloured cloches. And they begin kind of setting out the long table in the centre of the room. And she kind of strides over around to the back of the head of the table. Well, it is good to see you all again. Glad you're not dead. How did it go? Give me the juicy details. Well, is no one
We
got to...
almost died.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
But what exactly? What details do you want?
Well, all of them. What happened in the Morbog?
Vellum will return to the room, hopefully looking a bit more presentable, though probably not as gussied up to the nines as Rasmund is. Sorry for the wait. Pleasure to see you, Mr. Rasmund.
Vellum, dear. Happy to see you again.
And he will approach the usual customaries, just kiss the back of the hand, usual pleasantries. You've dressed up a bit just for us, or I assume you have other business.
Well, it is, must dress to impress when my most prized assets have come back from the Morbog unharmed. Mostly, it looks like some of you are a bit, scuffed up.
Well, it's, the Morbog. There was bound to be some risk. Though I'm sure it will, knock up the value of, the publicity you're no doubt, doing for the fight.
Oh, most definitely. That is why I have come prepared. And you see, as these, as she's speaking, the mountain folk bodyguards have been kind of setting up the table, unveiling just plate after plate of unique dishes that none of you have seen before. This is rack of steaming hot ribs from some large creature. This is roasted peppers, spices, bowls of grapes, roasted nuts, cinnamon, sweet coffee, guacamole, sweet corn tamales, chicken lime soup, popped corn broth, just spicy tripe soup. It is a veritable cornucopia of
Soup.
What you recognise, Angus, as traditional Tahosian dishes and foods.
Wow. That's a lot of traditionality. Oh, I see you're preparing our palates for the great cuisine to come.
Indeed, my friend.
Indeed, indeed.
Eat up. I believe you very much deserve it after trudging that shithole of a place, quite frankly.
It was terrible.
Guards up. Guards
Most-
up. He's. Ooh. Alright. Ahead.
Yes.
Did he cut out
I
again?
don't even want to tell about the time we planted a tree and it worked.
There's quite a few stories to tell.
And I wish
I'd
that,
like to insight real quick.
I wish
if I
that
may.
fancy demon was here. He tends to be very good at telling tales.
Self-plug.
Suddenly
But
Zerth
yeah.
appears out of nowhere.
Suddenly, Zerth. I mean, you know, it's just as logical as the other appearances he's made.
Mhm.
But yes, Jen, I would like to insight Rasmund.
Yep. Make an
Because
insight
she's
check.
shown up, like, really dressed up, giving us all this food. Feels like she's buttering us up for something. Or at least that's the initial impressions. So,
17.
Hopefully 17.
Best you can tell, she is buttering you up, but nothing that would not buttering
Not
up
for
for
a
the sake.
malicious purpose.
No, not for the sake of her wanting something, but more because she definitely sees you as, you know, her prized fighters. She wants she wants to.
Moneymaker.
Yeah, she wants. You are her moneymakers essentially.
Valuable investment.
Yeah. To
It's
her, this
like,
is very much like a sort of a business meeting, a business meal.
It's
Right,
using
well,
the nice oil on your finest cast iron.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it started out simply enough, as simple as a ballpark goes. Ran into some undead, some ruins, and started catching sight of some weird happenings. Some rather scalier corpses than the usual types that we were coming across. And
Oh shit! I still have jerky on side of the steam hammer.
Are you sure? I feel like he kind of. I feel like when we got to the wall, it was taken off.
I think it was.
Wait,
I didn't do
we
it.
replace jerky with other?
No, we
Who-
definitely
We started
have other
collecting.
jerky.
We started collecting a lot of bodies. I'm just saying that. to
we'll get to that part of the story soon enough.
Oh, yep, sorry.
But yes, as we started making our way through these ruins, we started coming across. Well, tell me, Mr. Rasmund, have you ever heard of Dragonborn?
You mean like the things in the fairy tales?
Closest approximation I could figure. Just brutish, scaly lads. Some of whom knew some nasty necromancy. Found them digging around, and well, we put the swords to them.
Are you telling me that you met Dragonborn in the Morbog?
Not only
Hey.
met, but killed them.
They
A lot
took
of
over
them,
the
actually.
city of Morthholm. Old, ancient, powerful dwarven place. With some unsavory history. They were following a black dragon. A night mother, scion of the night mother, something.
Night dragon.
A big
Yeah,
evil black dragon that
Yeah,
at some
evil.
point in time wanted to become undead or something.
Don't
We killed
Become
we
a-
don't tell
wound
me.
up killing her twice.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah. Long
You see-
story short, she made the Morbog very difficult. Please continue.
You see, this is why I certainly do not regret hiring you as my fighters. You get the job done, and apparently unveil more and more fantasies to be reality. As apparently Illithid now exist. Or, sorry, not Illithid. She's apparently mind flayers and beholders exist. So sure, why not Dragonborn?
Aye.
Like Liska just kind of looks at it and kind of side eyes over to Dejar, a large scaly individual. Like, yeah, I mean, it surprised us too.
Needless to say, they made
They
themselves
have
a
a-
damn nuisance.
A very interesting quality to them, to say the least. Though I will have to admit, they're pieces of shite and I don't like them. Maybe I'm biased because they enslaved me ancestors, but it felt really good killing that one. What was the one? Carly's.
Carl.
Oh, Carl. It was
Yeah,
really
that was
nice
it, Carl.
killing him and getting Carl's spire.
Mm-hmm.
Do we still have it, or did you pawn that one off?
I
No, we
have
still
not.
have it.
Yes. Not given away yet.
Oh yeah, sure. It's
not
just great.
graded
It's a
yet.
trophy.
Rated.
It's-
Yeah, nothing's given away for free.
No, I shouldn't drink too much.
No, no, you
Anyway.
shouldn't. You should drink more water.
While you do that, I'll continue.
Aye.
During our journeys, we happened upon some ghostly sorts. They planned on getting a trap set for us, and despite all the fighting that went on, one of them ended up sort of coming along with us, and as it turns out, was a key part in our next location, the Grove. We did meet an old woman along the way. It was a bittersweet short journey, but as it turns out, the grove we went to was once home to a dryad. That's a whole tale.
Oh, believe me, I am thoroughly enjoying this tale so far. And you can see she's kind of sort of leaning forward, sort of steepling her fingers beneath her chin, just enthralled in this.
I am out of character. I am glossing over some of the minute details with the assumption that they are expounded upon, but I'm not going to go full retelling here.
Yeah.
Spend an hour reciting it.
Oh no, I'm not expecting that at all.
Don't forget the part where the spirit turned into from the creepy lady to the giant, beautiful dryad thing, and then the apple cobbled pie lady died, and then the giant green tree and mystical glowing light, like actually green in the middle of the Morbog. Crazy visions about that.
Green in
Like the
Morbog.
Morbog can become green and lively again.
Yeah, but we probably would have to kill a few hags for that. We just really kind of wanted to get the fuck out of there at that point in time.
Definitely, yeah.
From what I
Oh.
from what I have read of the Morbag, I do not blame you, to be honest.
Though
We can go
it's
do that next
strange
time.
how that all turned out. It was a beautiful sight. Just never thought that trying to talk to a ghost would lead to there.
See? You know?
You poor dears have been through so much. Which reminds me. She kind of rummages around in a small side bag and pulls out what looks like 6 almost like credit card size slats of engraved gold, and sort of slides one out to everyone. As I'm gonna just bring them out to the inventory here, because I can do this. I can just drop them on there.
Oh, now I have one Electrum piece.
How dare you do this to us? This is that with this contract is terminated.
So, wait, so what's this? What happened?
So she kind of slides these golden coloured these sort of solid gold slats to everyone on the table, and she says, a 3-day retreat at Crescent Falls for my most prized assets. I think you need some time to take a load off your shoulders, eh? Valid for a year. I think you'll enjoy it. I've been there a few times myself in the past. Trust me, these springs are to die for. And the beach is going for miles.
Let's hope not literally. About the die thing. The beaches, I do. Yes.
Right.
Where is this at?
Should be right there on the table.
No.
I think he means the beach.
Oh, Whoops. Whoops.
The location that we've never heard of before.
It is well, I would say drop by Itzel on your way to Tecta House. See,
I've heard of that place.
Oh, have you been there yourself?
No, but contact has described the place to me.
Well, I've been a very busy bee these past few months, especially after you, Vellum, alerted me a while back about some potential turmoil that might head its way to Tanzia. I've done a bit myself to disseminate this information to those who would know how best to handle it. Alas, I am but a wealthy socialite. I know little in the way of tactics and military operations. If I were able to pay people to do that for me, I would.
Oh, I simply expected a very influential woman like yourself to know the right people to handle that. That's all.
Fair enough. Oh, I've also been very busy trying to organize a small, modest trial of combat for you all to sink your claws into, keep them sharp for a main event.
By
And
the way,
On the beach?
not quite. If you ever visit Itzil, speak to Zalzan. He oversees the Crescent Falls retreat there. Tell him that I sent you.
okay. But it brings up a question. How long till we are needed at the tournament?
Yes, I do have information about the tournament. Indeed, a confirmed date. It's a date that you should all be familiar with. Actually, it is the 30th of Furbas. That is when the Ring of Claws hosts its tournament. Now, I know it's not a date that is conducive to keeping hold of your titles of Steel Champions, nor retaining the Slayer's Blade, but now, listen, how would you all feel that compares to the title of Masters of the Claw? How would the Slayer's Blade compare to an item of such legendary power that it enables one to bend almost any beast to one's will? Eh?
That's very interesting.
I mean, I have kind of grown attached to it, but I do understand that I will have to get rid of the Slayer's Blade at some point in time. I mean, and who's to say that we can't just come back and challenge the champions and combat and win it anyway, you know?
See, she gets it. And Midachi kind of gestures to Liska. She looks all over all of you.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I have no qualms.
Returning champions of the Trial of Steel.
Reclaiming the title. And this time, my king wins with a great rock drag. It'll be wonderful.
I mean, yeah, sure, that might be a thing.
Hard. Bloody hope.
Squints. Oh, it shall.
I mean, given what we've learned, are you sure? It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Anyway, so 30th of Farbas.
Yes. Which also reminds me. And she rummages around in her eccentrically coloured purple satchel, pulls out two smaller, weighty sort of burlap bags, and sort of slides them over to you, Angus and Liska. Your retainer fees for the last 5 months. I am nothing if not a woman of my word.
Absolutely.
And inside, each of you find 50 platinum slats.
Nice.
Lovely. Then I'm gonna just add that real quick. Very good, very good. 2 and 3 and 4 and...
What's the date right now?
The date right now, let me double check here. It should
it's
be
like the 4th of North Thanos or something.
because you all returned on second. So third. Yeah, it should be the third.
There we go.
Princeton.
So it's been the 5 months since Jindus.
So a total worth of 5,000 gold to each of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I believe that is everything that I have for you. That is at least pertinent information. Do you have any questions for me?
I have some questions, sort of about the goings on. We just bit, concerned of things moving forward. Sort of on the state of affairs, you could say. I'm just a tiny bit worried. How should I phrase this? It definitely feels like there has been a strong shift here in sort of who's in control of things, or at least managing them, all the way to the captain of the guard of the entire city, of the capital of my nation. And now I'm looking at things and I'm kind of wondering and worrying with what's been said for Tektohos, how things might change politically.
I admit that has been on my mind as well. Things are getting very complicated. No, I might be a fairly influential individual in my home country, and I am doing, at least trying to do my part to smooth things over.
I can say this. My own contacts have been working together to try and smooth things over, but it's difficult.
There is no other more profitable time than peacetime. To bring war to both of our nations, Angrim, would be fairly devastating for trade, would it not?
It would. It's absolutely a concern. Also the concern of if the group that's going is basically the military of the city, how another nation would see it. I'm not long as a soldier, but I've heard stories and learned a bit of history, and this looks like it's a setup for just open war.
You can understand why we sent that message to you, and I asked that favor of you as urgently as
Indeed. You mentioned specifically beware those that carry the Black Hand banner.
Blackened hands, yes.
Yep.
The Black Hand certainly has come a long way from just a small mercenary company in such a short period of time.
They are just, upon hearing that, has a grimace on her face. It says nothing.
I do not know
It's
what.
not a good look.
I do not know what more I can do to assist keeping the peace between our nations, besides Perhaps, besides perhaps trying to give the impression that maybe the Black Hand and the Silver Kingdom are separate entities. Maybe one does not necessarily have to act on behalf of the other.
That was my thinking. Obviously, I couldn't expand on too much through a simple short spell, but it seems like the best path to try and separate the two entities. Maybe save some face for Mayland.
Compartmentalization.
Aye, but if you're a ruler of a nation, if you're looking at it, if a mercenary group is coming over, that might be one thing. But when the king appoints someone from that group to command the guard of the city and all of the armies over your own soldiers, that there's not a big separation between the kingdom and the mercenary anymore. It seems like it'd be a bit of a shallow plot to say, oh yes, look, it wasn't my nation that did all this that I would directly benefit from. It's this third-party mercenary group acting on their own. You can't hold me and the kingdom accountable. That seems very shallow.
Well,
And
the thing with there's an adage in business that applies very well here. If it benefits you, you let people believe what they want and give them a nudge in that direction. As far as the folk in Tectiles know, it's this new entity making an unwarranted attack, despite everything set up through trade and diplomacy. And it sounds very unlike the usual ruling powers' decisions. It's not exactly above board, but it's probably the better option we have besides outright war.
Varesh kind of gives you a look, Vellum says, very insightful, Vellum dear.
I have a question, because, this seems like it would be something we probably should have asked a whole lot earlier than this, but we are, and she motions to, everybody here, part of the Defense Council, and it seems like the Defense Council should have been convened at some point in time to potentially go, commit an act of war. Does anybody know if the Defense Council, what is the state of the Defense Council right now if the king is getting rid of his most personal guards and replacing them with people who get paid, in money and not loyalty?
That is the concerning
That is a
part.
good
We ain't not
question.
hide nor hair or anything. And I know the usual
I
council
wasn't
will
even
hold
allowed to
polls
enter
together,
the
but
keep.
I'm sure the other
So-
keeps have something to say on this as well, but I don't think I've heard anything.
So, I guess my question would be, if the Defense Council, I guess it kind of depends on how this was set into motion. If it was, someone acting on the king's behalf, it might be different than the king himself telling them to go, which might be different than some leader who happens to be higher. You get what I'm getting at? There can be ways for this to be,
Oh, absolutely.
mitigated,
So
but
far, the only thing we've heard about it was from Dejar, but has there been any sort of official statement on this?
I'll
He kind
say
of looks around
this.
to the whole group.
we've only been here a day.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of things have been quiet, so this one does not know.
I mean,
He
we
only
can-
knows what. Go ahead.
Aren't you all part of the old Black Hand? Can't you just, ask? And you said you were his wizard. That's why you know all of this. He looks to Dejar. And you just... Well, they have a new captain put in place. You work for them, can't you go just get briefed?
Here's the thing. I'm supposed to be with you guys going over to Tech Tahoe's to essentially, in the best way of saying it, as a vanguard for that. There's no other way of saying it. Asking about it, this puts me in a difficult place. If I outright say something to essentially say I'm betraying Balthazar, I'm putting my neck on the line. I'm going to basically be dead. I'm going to have marked.
So you knew enough, and you were close enough that you were going to be the vanguard for the quote-unquote invasion. So you had to know that stuff was in motion, yes?
Yes, but I don't know when the attack is going to be. That's the only thing I don't know.
I mean, were you there around the time where stuff and people were being put into place in Dune Hollow? Oh, by the way, Varesh, we think the king might be a puppet king and he's being controlled magically by some, mind flater shit. Anyway, sorry. Dejar, you would know...
Angus gets immediately uncomfortable. Or he's just extremely stressed. We aren't certain about that yet.
We are
Hold
lacking
on.
on information. Nothing to really
Hold
act.
on.
I mean,
Okay.
we have stuff from Dejar, which, again, so you
Yeah, okay.
were there probably around the time that, it was being talked about. You were high enough up to be a point of vanguard. So, do you remember anything of, names being mentioned, plots, anything of that nature?
I just...
Like a
I
history
remember
check or,
No, this is... Okay.
I mean, it's up to, I don't know if Dejar was literally there to know that stuff, or if this requires a memory check, or I don't know what's going on.
I don't think anything was specifically said about that from behind the scenes. Sorry, let me just check DMs real quick. Does me having to scroll way back?
I don't think it was. Numbers and dates and things like that
Yeah.
were worked out between us, but I don't think that was something that was said.
No.
Right. Okay.
Because it wasn't necessary to.
This is all between Balthazar and his close enclave of cultists.
That wasn't Dejar.
There really
part of
is
that?
no better. She's of a different group.
Okay.
Cult Wizard doesn't involve in every aspect of the organization.
Well, no,
Because-
but cult wizard, assassin, spy, that tends to. But if not, sure, that's fine.
Whoever keeps dropping that penny, I swear to God, I'm gonna glue it to your fucking hand.
Is that me?
Every few minutes, ding ding ding.
No, somebody else is involved with more of the cult magic.
But who, the idea of who's going to be placed in positions of power and what's happening to the king, that's, I mean, sure, fine, whatever. It just seems odd that Dejar wouldn't be at any point in time, if she spent any point in time talking or discussing people, what's happening, that's my question. If she spent time in amongst anybody, Like, how hush-hush was this? Like, is this something that people of high rank would discuss? Or, like, amongst themselves, like, oh, this is gonna happen. Okay, well, what does this mean for this? Like, what all...
The
I think
problem is, almost all of this was set up in a time frame in when she left. And she left to go. She wasn't here for most of what... There were some initial discussions. She went to Cartha, did her own thing for a while, came back, talked for a little bit, but not everything was gone over, and a lot of things happened after she left.
I think she sort of caught wind of like the beginnings of what was going on, and then ollied the fuck outy before shit got real.
Yeah.
At least that's the
She's
vibe
got
I'm
involved with some of it, said where things were at, and then she went on her way and kind of went AWOL. So she has not been there, has not done any message, anything like that to get updated. And again, this is from months ago of conversation, so this isn't anything that I've gone and looked back recently.
Well, that's
but
fine.
I know that...
I was just curious. So the answer from the jar would be no.
No. Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I don't really know. Like, I'm sorry, but it does seem like an act of war has been committed, and either a king is too inept to stop it, was, implicit in it, or yeah, that's kind of how it. It's kind of the path that you can take.
you said that this High King is either filled with stress or being controlled.
Yeah, those are the implications. I feel it's more likely the latter, but either way, you not fit to be king.
He's definitely acting very strangely. I know he's had a lot of stress on him. Kidnappings on himself, his daughter, assassination attempts, siege of the capital, Carthens. Lots of things have happened. He's got a lot of inside and outside pressure and been through some trauma. I mean, just because someone's acting a little different, if they're going through something... Okay, quite a bit different. But you understand, just because someone's acting different after going...
I'm just saying, Dune Hollow having a curfew is... I've never heard of that.
Replacing almost the entirety of his, home dwarven guard with black and mercenaries. Getting rid of his captain from an anonymous... Oh, fuck, the trade tongue.
No, I know, it's strange. It's very...
letter from someone who's not even, wasn't even confident enough in their information to put their name on it. I'm sorry. All signs point to it's not just stress.
Something's happened. Maybe I just don't want to believe there's something like that with my king, and I have to be careful and hold my tongue because it's still treasonous.
Speaking of, I do not think that I should be involving myself in any such matters here.
Speaking of treason,
soon. Yeah, we're not. We're going to be leaving soon, anyways. Just wanted you to be aware of kind of the things that are happening, especially given what you were discussing, like how we want to potentially not have this break into a full-out war.
Yes, that would be most ideal, but I have done my part.
We'll do our best not to get you involved in any of the more troublesome matters. We still appreciate any efforts you have been taking on this matter.
Indeed, I have done my part. I am still doing my part, by the way. Back in my homeland. We are not sure what the size of this force might be. there has been some worrying reports of strange activity on the eastern coast of the Actuin Gulf. Sightings of some large creature, larger winged creature. We do not know if that has anything to do with it. I'm working off of the most recent information I have. This, as they say, the fog of war is clouds many visions.
I do have a question, Mr. Rasmond.
Mm-hmm.
In future, if we are to need to get a hold of you or to arrange a meeting, are there certain regions or areas you frequent more likely than not? Just so we're not pulling you too far away, or perhaps even may have coincidence to be nearby. If you want to get back to me, Jenna, that's fine. It was kind of out of the blue.
Either no, it still is quite a nice place to meet, I'll be honest. Or if you because we are talking about very secretive topics here, that the details of which I imagine none of you want to get disseminated among the wider populace.
Yeah.
If we need some place to hide, look to the necropolis in the Hansin swamps. I know a few people there.
Weren't we on our way there? Wasn't
There
that
we
the place
were,
that we were
yes.
going to go?
The
We
Banzala?
have to meet Banana Man.
Banzala.
I know.
That's a whole other thing you don't really need to concern yourself too much with.
I'd like everyone to make a perception check real quick.
Mentioning the god of death, meeting the god of death in front of me.
Liska does not perceive.
I perceive
Oh,
everything.
that's
Vellum.
I see the
Roll
thread
two.
count of her outfit. I see all.
Vellum, you notice as you kind of mention the fact that you're already on your way there. There's a slight sort of glimmer of some sort of necklace that she wears, that she kind of tucks away, which looks remarkably like a sort of gold filigree black skull. A holy symbol.
I will tuck that away for later. But regardless, that's something of a stop we need to make on the way to Tech Tahoe's. But there's so much already going on. We don't need to worry you with the particulars of that trip.
Indeed. And, well, if you ever kind of thinks for a moment, if you ever need to meet me in a pinch, I know a few people at the who work with the Nexus. With the connections I have, a good bit of platinum helps to grease up the cogs of bureaucracy, helps things run a bit smoother, you know.
Same as it ever was. But good to know. I'd hate to think I was pulling you too far away from any of your many urgent ventures.
Oh, no. I always very much look forward to keeping up with my most prized assets. She kind of gives a warm, if a bit wry grin. all of you.
And as a side note, yes, been eating this entire time. We haven't just been
Oh, yeah,
letting
yeah.
the food go
Yeah,
cold
yeah.
and
Oh,
just
most definitely.
gabbing.
Just eating.
Let's goes on her 5th serving.
She takes entire plates that are meant to be multiple portions for people.
Yep.
It's like, yes, this is good, thank you.
Oh no! Please do try the hadrosaur rib. The meat just falls off the bone.
Let's go does the thing where she like takes it, puts it almost all into her mouth, and then just pulls out a bone.
Yeah.
Just like,
Nothing like good warm food to take one's mind off of potential war.
Tanner, how much time has been spent here already?
About an hour.
That moment, I will be excusing herself as she has a meeting with a potential contact.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Thank you for the lunch, Varesh, but I have to meet a contact fairly soon.
Ah, of course. And with that, she kind of gives you a wink that betrays that this. Yeah, she knows what you mean by contact. She's familiar with this with this sort of thing.
And Deshara kind of got that feeling. She will nod and excuse herself and leave.
Okay.
Get in the door.
Sorry, just party chat is making it so very hard to remain composed.
Oh my god, I just looked. Anyway.
Anyway, back to food.
I think Deshara will be after she's closer up toward the main foyer, be doing the sending spell.
Okay. To whom?
Let me look at the DMs. The Lord Inquisitor Faustino.
Ah, okay. Lord Inquisitor Faustino from the Papal Church of Embor.
Yep.
So what do you say?
If I
Oh wait,
let me get
I'll pause the recording so you can gather your thoughts. All right. So what do you send Lord Inquisitor Faustino?
Okay. Conjuring the sending spell. Hello, my lord. Though we have never met, we have a common enemy, Elizabeth. The Yard needs a map of Targovia for Hans, to track for Hans in your nation's border.
So, I missed the bit about Hans.
To scry for Hans in your nation's border. You know, I'm using scrying.
Okay. So you want to scry on Hans?
No. Oh Lord heaven. No, I'm asking for a map, so I can use that.
Put it in text.
While. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna DM it.
Okay. Okay, so the response comes through. If you are capable of scrying, you need not a map. You've met him before. My contact will find you if you need more information.
Okay. They'll send another one being more blunt on the matter.
Okay.
Remember, if the message.
Okay, so what's your response?
Right. I would prefer to meet you in person to talk about a stolen item Jar wishes to destroy. But it would be too important to talk about it simply through a spell.
Okay. Is that your response?
Yes.
Another response comes through from Lord Inquisitor Faustino. He says, I have moved to more important matters in Targovia. I have put my apprentice in charge in Dunhollow. Speak with him.
Jar is visibly angry. Takes a breath. And goes to find this apprentice.
Alright. Make me an investigation check. This would, you can also use your goggles, your spectacles of minute seeing with this as well.
Okay.
Oh, 27. Okay then. So, as Dejar's doing that, kind of go back to the Golden Lodge as everyone's finishing up their meal. Does anyone wish to say anything else to Varesh Rasmund before she has to make her leave?
Mine's more as she leaves, so I'll open the floor to anyone else. That fucking
big thing.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We've discussed contract. We know the date that we have to be there. Everything's going along well there. We've been paid. We've got a sweet 3-day vacation. I think everything is good.
All right. So as the two mountain folk, the two towering mountain folk bodyguards begin to sort of pack up the empty plates back into the satchel, which you probably figured out by now. This is some sort of bag of holding that she's making use of here, as they all kind of disappear like a reverse Mary Poppins, kind of pulling the lampshade out of the bag. She kind of adjusts herself, picks up her things. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you all again. I should hope that the next time we meet, it is ideally not in the midst of battle as what happened after the last tournament we all went to.
Well, it's been a delight to see you too, Miss Rasmund. I'll see you out. And Velen will stand and be ready to make his way out as she does, because he does have a couple of things.
All right. The two mounted folk open up the door for her to leave. And she kind of looks to you, Velen. Very little gets past my eye, Velen. I do hope you're doing okay.
Well, as you can tell I've looked better. It's like a half joke. It's very easily tellable. I presume they're like out in the hall discussing this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, definitely been a time. But I do want to express my appreciation for what you're doing. It's a little above and beyond, even if it is in your best interest. And I am glad to know that the faith I had was well placed.
Likewise.
I imagine it's definitely hard to not be persuaded, given your gift with the silver tongue and showing up dressed to the nines. I took particular note of that very nice necklace you have on.
He watches. She gives a wry smirk. And kind of untucks it from her blouse. Is a reminder that death is not necessarily the end.
I am to presume that you are a well, I won't say religious, but certainly mindful of that particular faith.
The faith has its uses, and I have many contacts within its ranks.
Well, if there's anything I've learned about you, is you are very adept at making contacts. And while I neglect to share the details of our reason for heading to the necropolis, I can assure you it's not for anything sinister.
I should expect not. And in any case, if it was, I don't think you'd make it very far, my dear.
Well, simply there to attend to some business, that's all.
I should hope so.
You know me well enough to know that if there's anything I do know, it's a modicum of business. Obviously not as much as yourself, but that's a high bar already.
What's your passive insight again?
I don't know how to calculate that. Let me go look at my sheet.
Plus your bonus.
10 plus insight, it actually said.
10 plus insight bonus. 16.
16.
And I also sent you a DM earlier, Jane. I don't know if you saw it.
Right, hang on, let me double check.
Seems like a good time to bring it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt the important stuff with something minor.
Oh, okay. So just go ahead and roll me an insight check, and if it's not enough, we'll just take a passive.
There we go. Passive it is.
All right, 16. There's that. You sense there's something going on in her own personal life that she prefers not to talk about.
Okay. This is an everyone is typing moment, I feel. God damn it. Anyway, sticking to character. Well, as always, it's been a pleasure to have your company. And as you said, hopefully the future ones are less combative in nature. So I will mention that if you have need to get in contact with us for anything business related or even to simply touch base, I'm certain that we'd be fine receiving such messages.
Of course. I do have my own ways of getting into contact with all of you. Should it be necessary for me?
Well, by all means, don't hesitate. I'm more than happy to speak with a like-minded individual. At least on the matters of business.
She gives you a respectful nod. Until we meet again?
Until then, take care, Mr. Rasmus.
With that, she kind of snaps her fingers. The two large mountain folk follow her up the stairs. They go thud thud thud. The two pairs of enormous hoofballs kind of shaking the ground a little bit. Reminds you of Liska. And with that,
both of them does not even equate half of Liska.
Oh no, by no means. And with that, she vanishes around the corner and he's gone.
And then we'll return to everyone else. Well, that went smoother than I expected. We got that money towards your project, Angus.
You got some more. It's not enough, but you know. Who the fuck keeps?
I don't know. I
opening
swear,
the
it's
fork?
somebody in the next room over or something.
Jesus, I'm the one here with all this food, and they've got the butterfingers. Anyway.
Well, either way, I suspect we all got things to attend to, and whatever money I do happen to come across, I might do some crafts and sell. Who knows? But I'll try and contribute what I can to get your project finished sooner.
I'm gonna have to be doing work for a while, because this definitely helps. But it's...
And we had enough to buy it before we got this money. Like, don't worry about it.
No.
Well, that's enough for me to be able to buy it, aye. But there's also the fact to consider that we'll have to buy some more things, like lace sparks and whatnot. So there is a few more ingredients that need to go into it.
But at least we won't be needing to spend an excessive amount of time.
How much
what's
money do you think
excessive?
it would be to not leaving tomorrow? How much money do you think it would take?
I'm gonna need probably 5 or 6,000 in stones, though I might be able to get those along the way if I take good care of them. So not even counting the quality of
Willem, don't you have a
quarried
bunch of
stone.
stones?
You're gonna need to be more specific.
Like, the ones that cost 5,000?
Oh yeah, 5,000. Is that the erudite stuff?
No, I just mean like
Oh, gems.
fucking
Yeah, sorry.
gems.
You say stones. That's
No,
gems are stones.
boulders.
Hello?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it. It's your maiden name, isn't it?
it's a
Oh
stereotype.
no, it's my uncle.
Oh, okay. But a large amount of actual workable boulders. Probably about 5,000 gold of major lay sparks. Quite a bit of major catalysts, specifically for shifting rounds, and even more dust for that. So we're looking at, see, if we ignore the stone, because we wouldn't be able to buy it, we'd have to find it. If we're looking at that and the dust, and 1,000. Not even counting all the dust that would be needed for making the runes themselves.
Well, I might have material enough to be able to make the catalyst without having to buy any extra materials.
Perhaps. They're major, so they're quite difficult, but we can try. Each single one's got to be worth around 100 gold or so.
I could manage that.
Okay.
Or rather, at
You
least
said
that's
that all
sort
the
of
magic stuff was done.
Well, it seems I wasn't quite right from my understanding. It still needs some work. My apologies.
So what needs to be done?
I need to make 20 of a very powerful rune. I need to have 10 full sacks of a refined magic dust. And with it, 10 powerful sparks from a ley line. And then quite a bit of stone.
So you need runes, 10 sacks, and a lot of stone. But
takes
what
a-
are those? What would that translate into? Because you said we already have like the fortress, right?
It's not completely finished, no. I still have to make it.
Okay. Okay.
Someone
I always
started it.
feel like this stuff is being missed in translation.
It probably is.
So you say that the majority of the magic is finished, but you need to do more magic.
It's about half done.
Okay, so you can't just make it spring into existence right now?
No.
Okay. So you need, I don't know about ley lines, that's a thing. 10 sacks, I know Sal was saying earlier she had a bunch of those. And then
She had 2.
I thought you had a bunch of like erudite stacks, Sal.
Oh, Sao had a few of this. She had 15.
That's
I
more
need a
than 10.
total of 30.
That's
I
not
need
10.
10 for it. No, I need 10 for it, and then to make the runes, I need 20 more. I need 20 runes, and each rune takes a sack.
Okay, so you need 30 sacks.
30 sacks total.
Okay.
Definitely have enough erudite to make that many, at least from my figuring. But again, it's back on the wagon, but we can probably cross that off the shopping list.
Is this like actual sacks of refined erudite dust?
No, but a lot of refined erudite that we can turn into dust.
Is it
I
the
think I have
orbs?
from my thinking about 37 pounds of it.
So wait, is it refined or not?
Yeah, it's refined. I've got 37 pounds of refined erudite.
Okay, that takes off a bit of work.
Okay.
Oh wait, what's going on with the... I went to check the wagon and now the layout's different. Fuck.
Damn it, Jana.
What the fuck? Did they fucking update the...
Did they update it while we were playing?
Yeah, I'm just... Hang on.
Yeah, because I misread that. It's not 37, it's 17, but it should still be enough to make
Oh,
that
fuck's
amount.
sake. Okay.
We can buy a little bit more if we have to, but he's got the bulk of the dust that we need in its raw erudite form. Just gotta make it.
God damn it.
It's fine. We're basically at time anyway. It can be
Okay.
sorted out next week.
So, on that note, just to save a little like people missing things going missing in translation, I've linked the recipe for it in the party chat.
Hooray!
Okay. And
Also-
the major, can you link the recipe for the major shifting rune? And the major lace spark, if those have recipes.
I have that up.
Yeah, that should be in the crafting tab at the top of your sheet under rune crafting.
Also,
I have that.
Rune crafting? I'm not a fucking crafter. I don't know where this shit is.
I barely know what this shit is, and I'm
Yeah.
a crafter.
So we'll talk about this after session. This is all getting into finagling stuff, and I want to do let's see what Dujar's doing here with her 27 in investigation. Okay, so let's move back over to the Doonholler map. Dujar. You wanted to attempt to find this individual of significant note that the Lord Inquisitor Faustino mentioned. So, last you heard that the High King some months ago had recently approved of a motion to allow a large coalition of Kingsguard, the wider guardsmen of the Commonwealth, to supplement the forces of the Iron Guard, as a means to secure Mayland from the recent threats it had been encountering. Like handyman activity in Cliffspire, the attack on Port Morkney that occurred at the end of last year, the rampages of Crothis, who was slain by new members of the Keep Your Friends, and of course the attack on Doonhollow from below. It happened about 6-7 months ago. However,
Okay.
Knowing what you now know about certain events in the eastern regions of the Commonwealth, namely Targovia, surely it would be folly for the High Chalice to focus its attention and resources on Mayland when there are emerging threats in their own territory, right? Who knows? The inner machinations of the High Chalice and its Inquisition are very much a mystery to most people, and they have spying eyes and ears in many places. Regardless, you continue your search for this contact, search the streets for information, and in your time as a bounty hunter, you know how to acquire otherwise inaccessible information by ways of underground networks that otherwise prefer to stay out of sight and out of mind. The homeless and destitute are often overlooked by many folk in the capital cities, and while some of these poor folk live lives of hardship and survival, for others, such a disguise is the perfect opportunity to hide in plain sight. Information brokers, extensions of some of these networks, those who are in the know, those who know who to look out for. And your keen mind and keen eye lead you to one such derelict who keeps his face covered. A withered man, cloaked in a sort of form-obscuring hood and shawl, ragged with much wear and tear. And he holds a mug, copper mug, shakes it. A couple of copper pieces jangle within, and he kind of looks up, the hood obscuring his eyes, but you catch a glimpse of other features. You see wild, unshaven beard, his skin is wrinkled, pockmarked with blemishes, and his hands are sort of calloused and thin. He might be in his 40s, but he looks 20 years older. He goes, "Spare a copper, a couple copper, miss."
Jar definitely palms a gold coin into his bowl.
Oh, thank you very much.
He's almost turning to leave. I've heard the High Chalice knows a lot. Almost in a hushed tone, that only he could hear it.
He pauses and just gives you, from the corner of your eye, you see him give you a subtle nod towards an alley next to him.
He nods slowly and quickly goes in that direction. Quietly.
As you kind of venture down this dingy alleyway, a few minutes later you hear his footsteps soon after, as this vagabond soon joins you. You turn around to see not the the vagabond, but a tall individual dressed in black, white, and gold robes. A tall mitre hat dons his head, and a white porcelain and gold mask cloaks his face. Aja, what do you say to this rather inquisitive Naga?
So you are the one I heard was sending messages, asking questions.
Indeed, I am.
Is she still using your disguise?
She is for a second after she spoke, and then she lifts a mask.
As these two disguised individuals strip away their facades.
Green is not a very good color on you. Ah,
No?
word from the experienced. The, southern walls are quite a ways away. If you wish to blend in with the crowd here, it's not many Nagas. I'd have a different outfit.
One's on the way. Had to make do.
Well, dark scales, sort of fluorescence to them. You are the Defense Council member. Dejar.
I'm glad you heard of me. Well, I want to actually make a deal once your infestation of your homeland is taken care of. Which I'm aiding from afar, mind you. It is a item most would deem heretical for such a religious group to have secretly. And to lose such a precious item, that would not go well for you. So the deal is, if your infestation is taken care of quite nice, neat into a little package, I get that item to destroy it.
Now, for one, bold to assume that you could. Do you think you would be the first? If you were to get your hands on it, you wouldn't be the last. And looking at you, I can taste something on you you shouldn't have. What is wrong with your eyes?
He's
I don't
laughing.
think I'd let you near that.
He just lets him speak for a minute. A little laugh. Oh. That's funny. Coming from... Oh, I don't know. A magic user as yourself? I've heard that you raised someone from the dead. Am I wrong?
Oh, you know them. The one.
Yes. But that particular magic is also very heretical.
My dear, there is a great difference between the power that is ordained to me from the high heavens, channeled through the most pure form of souls, and then not taken, but freely given back under choice. That is not heretical. That is the greatest power we can do. There is no corruption, no influence of dark shamanism to it.
Be it as it may, regardless of the source, the act is still the same. Don't fool me.
No.
Da. I'm a mage hunter, dear. I know what they are. I know exactly what you do. Those who are corrupted, I kill. So don't mince words with me.
Ironic, isn't it?
One might think it's irony, though I choose to see it as a play of balance, if you will. You
A
can't
play of
hunt.
balance that involves you to become the very thing you seek to destroy, to violate the very accords that you uphold and are bound by.
Is it
I do not know
breaking?
what you think balance is. It is not
Balance
it.
is interesting, very interesting. I like your notion. However, balance includes of restraint, which I have. I'm not using it willy-nilly all in the open. Have power is to know when to be restrainable in certain situations. And those who hold the power know when to use it and when not to. We are but servants, conduits, not
At
tyrants.
least that we can agree. We are servants and conduits for something greater, but be mindful how you pursue that greatness. Because if it is at the cost of damnation of your own soul or others, there is nothing great in that. You are
Likewise,
right. We have misplaced something, but I do not believe you would be able to handle. To destroy it. The Infinite Sanguinus is a little bit more durable than you may assume. We have tried very long.
but you don't have what I have. I have would you say a ghost who's know that influence quite well and tear it asunder. Now, this ghost, I will not be privy to where I got the information or who, but you will have to trust me on that.
You wish for me to trust you. Someone I only know of through research. Someone who reeks of corruption to me. With one of 3 of the most sacrilegious artifacts there is. Do
Or-
you think me a
Hold up.
fool?
I mean, kind of at this point, since you want to either have it in a vampire's hands, who's literally turning your country into, oh no, infestation of vampires, or me that you can watch over. I mean, I would rather pick me versus a vampire.
But we are to get it back. Go through all the turmoil and grief ourselves, suffer our own losses to reclaim this horrible artifact. And just give it to you.
Oh, no. You misunderstand. I am helping you. I'm literally scrying on Elizabeth most of the time when I have free time to aid in Hans and your ilk in repelling that pest. So I'm not saying, oh, do all the work for me. No, I am helping you. You could, for 2 seconds, stop crusading over the fact of what I do have and what I can do. We can be allies and rid of a common enemy. By the dawn, it is difficult to even ask for cooperation when one is so hostile already.
I'm very interested in cooperation. You have to understand where my, it's not hostility, skepticism comes from.
That's
You
a very
mean to tell
thin
me
line.
you can scry to a place off into the depths of the Targovian forest, beyond the ends of Endreach itself, all but cut off. Where any Inquisitor goes, they disappear. Where magic can find nothing. Where scrying meets a wall of fog.
Yara just
you
lifts
can?
up her hood, and you see a scar. I've done a lot of things in order to get to where I'm at. I've sacrificed a lot. What is one more?
And be mindful how much you sacrifice. But we can't just say, scry something, and then we'll give you the book. We will always accept your aid, and if it is true and fruitful, there can be rewards and compensations. I could, for instance, rid you of that little shadow, consequence of what you've done. There are many
But
powerful priests.
Here's the question, though. At what cost? I know how much I sacrificed, but what are you asking for afterwards?
It's very simple. I followed your little group a bit. Before this, you have your big moment. And then powers rapidly shift in your favor. In your faction's hands. A black hand. You think I'm not without skepticism to this? And now I'm meant to just give the book to you so a little ghost can get rid of it? Is it the ghost of the dead? Huh? The one here who set themselves a martyr, yet somehow still top a marching band of corpses. Commands? I know who you work for.
No, you do not. For this simple meeting and the things I have done, to the Black Hand will not be nothing but a traitor, and I will be dealt with. So I only work for the Mage Guild and those who I'm called friend, the Hammerstrike.
That's interesting information. That's very good to know. That eases me a little, but words go so far. Actions will need to go further. I think you and I could do a wonderful exchange of details. If you will tell me what you know. Everything you know and have done. Then perhaps Cartha can stop whatever this is. And we'll have the strength to focus on Targovia. And under scrutiny, you may just get your chance. But do not believe for a moment you'll have access to the book alone, unsupervised. If
do
you
not
can
think you
destroy
are a fool.
it, truly.
I can and I will. Without question.
Well, I would have to report to my hires. How? I understand if there's a bit of trade secrets, but I can't go with... Trust me.
No. I can. You allow me to prove it to you. And she just produces a scroll. But she holds it just out of his reach.
Hmm. And this is...
Compiled documents of what I have done while in the Black Hand. To include... He pauses. Some information on... Should I say... underhanded works that I have been privy to. This goes larger than you think. But I will trade this under one condition.
Name your prize.
He thinks for a moment.
Oh, and a word from the wise when it comes to bartering. I hope that list has more than just what you've done, otherwise all you do is incriminate yourself. Surely there's quite a few people there to take the fall for you.
There's a number of them. I can assure you that. Names and profession, if you will, and what was done so far. And
Very
connections
well.
to, let's say, I think the High Charge would definitely like to look into why a lich has been funding a certain group.
Ah, yes. Very well. This does seem quite interesting.
He would hand a scroll, or a few magic scrolls, maybe two, and an item.
Those may be able to be procured depending what you need.
I'll get in contact to you by sending spell. Right now, I am nursing a headache from indulging too much.
What was that you said before about balance? You're not assuring me.
You can just say right now, I've been under a lot of stress. I have to clean out the house, as it were.
That makes it no better, but I understand. Well, before I can take this, I'll need to know your price. I can come back for it. I would make it as detailed as you can. Who and what they may have, where, things of that nature. And, we'd be willing to work with you. You may even be able to have complete exemption from your actions, or at least treated very lightly. Depending with what you've done, though, as he looks you up and down and settles on your a bit sunken in eyes. You may need to be purified first.
Her face is very blank, but her lips are very tight. Her eyes are very focused at the moment. Very well.
You know, I was expecting to give information, not just get it in a deal.
Equal parts in receiving and giving. Balance. He smiles.
Well, then compile your list and your cost. Let me know what this information is worth to you. And we'll see if our want for your demand matches.
Very well. I'll see you soon.
I look forward to hearing from you. How much longer will you be here?
Perhaps a day I can stay behind.
Alone?
Oh, don't you worry about me. I've done things like this before. Hunting. Alone.
Yes. Look how that turned out for you. Very well, though. If you feel you're fine, don't worry. We'll watch you. We know. All you have to do is let yourself be known. We'll come to you when you're ready.
Gives a silent nod and puts the mask on. Goes back the way she came.
Right. You both
Leaving a gold coin where he was.
you both don your disguises, becoming complete strangers once more. Part ways silently. Back into the thoroughfare of the busy streets. Dunolo.
Asher will do one final thing. As the old man, the beggar, turns. As she's slithering off, he just... Oh, and a final thing. Walk in Curiel's light. May his blessings be upon you, not his wrath. Thank you for the coin, stranger.
And may Alchem's light be upon you.
At that point, he's already gone.
And with that... Whoop. With that, we'll end the session there. I shall stop recording in 3, 2,